What? Anyway, Kaya, are you insane? A stream? On a Wednesday? Next you're gonna tell me that the weekly schedule, a document made by a German duck, is a lie. My duck, my life is crumbling around me in real time.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, and welcome back. Hello. How are you all doing today? Hello, Twitch chat. Welcome to a Wednesday stream. How are you all doing today? Hello. It is a day. Unfortunately, everybody. Unfortunately, today is one of those days where I have to keep the stupid fan on. I apologize profusely. It's one of those. It's warm, but it's humid. Mostly that. So up here is just on the verge of not wanting to be in here. The rest of the week is looking mighty cold, by the way. It's basically raining for the next 7 days, which is great. But for today, actually tomorrow is a little bit of a spike in weather as well. Tomorrow it's getting warmer but raining, which is okay. And then after that, it's massively falling again. For today, please bear with me as I have to have the stupid fan on to live once more. That's it for the disclaimers. That's it. Hello. Hello. Kensei, good afternoon. You are the best duckling. Ori, congratulations on the first. Well done. Hello, Ori. Good afternoon. Matu, good morning. Fishy. Hi, Fish. How you doing, friend? Hello, hello. Ham, good morning. Wheeze, good afternoon. Hello, you two. Ori, thank you for the 68 months. Well, I have to stream. Why is Zoe shrinking again? I have to stream today. Well, I don't have to, but listen, yesterday we had like an hour and then I had to go. You all deserve better than that, right? Like, come on, you deserve better than that. Well, that means you deserve not having to watch this, but you don't have to anyway. So, we're doing a little stream today to make up for, like, interrupting yesterday. And also because I want to look at Brigandine. Ah! I want to look at the game. I want to see what it's about, and I want to see whether it's good or not. So, that's what we're doing today. Maddie, good morning, Maddie. Hope you're doing well. Hello. No end stream count, unfortunately. So, I don't know when this happened, Kenzer. I don't know when this happened. But I know that you have half of one. And there is now one full card out there somewhere. Someone, and I can't check who it is. I can only see how many are in circulation. Someone has a completed end stream card. Someone has it. And I don't fucking know who it is, and it's driving me insane. I noticed it last week. No, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Sorry, the time all blends together. I noticed it 2 weeks ago that there is one available. Because I was messing with cards. And ever since then, I live in fear. Wheeze, good afternoon. Have I already said hello to Wheeze? I don't know. Hello, Wheeze! Hope you're well. MJM, good afternoon. Kensei, you are the best duckling. Well done. Misty, good morning. Hello, Misty. Can't stay long meeting Revis for lunch, but I'll be doing a lurk. Hell yeah. Stay safe out there. And enjoy your lunch, Fishy. Enjoy your lunch. Hey, Ringsong, how's it going? Hello, hello. Almost had a panic attack. I pulled the coffee pot out of my bag at work and thought it said decaf. Ooh, it didn't. Good. Good, good, good. That just means you need that coffee. Coffee pods suck, but I'm in the office. Don't judge me. No, I'm not judging you. I fucking hate coffee pods, but I'm led to believe that most people do. Right? So, everyone just kind of deals with it. Everyone just sort of deals with it. Nana! Hello, Nana. How are you today? Good morning. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Would be fun if the stream ended right now, but I don't have the card, and even if I had, I would not use it. Affit. Good morning, Affit. It would be funny, I'm gonna lie. That would be very funny. I continue to chase out of sleep and it continues to outrun me, alas. I got some, I'm not dying yet. Okay, good. I'm so sorry, Ringsong. I hope you get some good rest soon. Pods are emergency coffee? Yes. Pods are very expensive, very useless emergency coffee. God, I hate the concept of pod coffee to begin with, right? Like, waste of resources, waste of money. But for some reason, that shit got popular for no reason. Like, ugh. Blah. 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 Coffee front towards enemy. A duck! Hold up, we'll add a duck, we'll add a duck. Oh, that is a pretty good reminder. We have a couple new things, everybody. We have a couple new things. So, first of all, let me add a Whis and a Kensei. There is a new duckling. There is a new duckling, everybody. That I don't think you've seen yet. First of all, here is our very own Whis. Yoop. No, okay. There you go. Then our very own Kensei. Whoop. Zoop. Aha! Equipped. Ah, who's coming in now? An Affid! Hold up. One Affid. Zoop. There you go. And add the shortest duckling. Don't worry, we're adding the shortest duckling as well. We're adding the shortest duckling as well because we now have... Aha! Another! Who isn't flipping? There we go. We now have a Nana. Look, there. Look. Behold the tiny, tiny Nana. Very adorable. Like, gigantic right now, but like, hold up, we'll shrink her. Oh, okay, nope. She's being unruly. There we are, there we are, there we are. Wonderful. This comes out in 1 hour for me. Yeah, that should be normal. That should be normal. The game isn't released yet. We have an early version. Well, I have a preview review version that I could have. I mean, I've had it for a week. We have full access to it for like preview review reasons. So we now have it on a duck. Then, on top of that, and I know this has taken forever. I know this has taken forever, everybody. We have new things on the shelf. We have new shelf things. Like, when did we play Dark Deity? Because it's been a year, right? It's taken this long to find an artist to add all of them. I'm so sorry. I'm pretty sure it was Kensei and Craig that redeemed those two. And we've been waiting for them for forever. So we have the Uma statue in the background. We have an Uma tournament statue in the background. And then we added a frog on some stairs. However, I decided, fuck it. Let's not just add any frog. Let's not just add any frog. So we added the fucking Limbus frog. We added the sad Limbus frog for it. Problem solved. Wasn't Dark Deity 2 years ago? Dark Deity 2 years ago? I don't know. Dark Deity was Dark Deity. Let's have a look, shall we? Dark Deity 2 came out March 2025. So yeah, it's been a year. Why is my sanity minus 40? Exactly. Exactly. So, those are finally... Oh. Whoop. Those are finally added to the board. And I now have an artist to add background items, which means if you want to see any like game-related things added to the shelf, or soon shelf-adjacent other things that we have to store things on, feel free. We now have an artist to do all of them. That's what happens when you talk with a blue French. Wow. Wow. I don't know about that, Louise. I don't know about that. So lots of new art things. Okay, all of the ducklings seem really small on my end. I'm changing this. I know the executive decision to make all of them minimum size when I bring them in was made for like visibility reasons, but like fuck that. There we go. That's much better. That is much better. Nah. Instant isn't as bad as I thought it would be, but it's bad. Instant coffee, I would be, like, I'm not a coffee snob. Like, you don't need to like massage my fucking like coffee into the holder and then drip water over it and shit like this. I don't care. The whole ritual of making coffee is irrelevant to me, right? I whatever. Instant coffee is emergency drugs. Pod coffee is way too expensive and wasteful drugs, and like, just get some normal fucking ground coffee and be done with it. Like, take the stuff that looks like dirt, pour hot water over it, be done with it. Like, that's my stance on coffee. Anything beyond that, when it comes to like I said, the whole like ritual thing of pouring, like preparing a cup of coffee that some people are so fond of, I get it, I don't care for it whatsoever. And anything below that, I think is just not valuing your own taste buds enough. And luckily I'm at a point where I don't crave caffeine enough to have to deal with that. Ever since I started working from home, ever since I stopped being in the office full time, I've just not had coffee, right? I've just not consumed any coffee. The whole morning ritual of you get into the office, everyone's standing around the coffee machine, so that's when you have your first cup of coffee, then you sit down, then your coworker like an hour later goes like, hey, I'm getting more coffee, you want one, you have your next coffee, all of this. Ever since all of that cut out, I just don't have any coffee. I don't know. So I'm in the fortunate position to be able to go, yeah, I don't need to take the bad stuff just to wake up. I just don't. Once a month maximum. When I'm over with family, right? Like we have like the German tradition of like afternoon coffee and cake, Kaffee und Kuchen. Like you sit down, you have like literally like a bit of cake with people, right? And you just yap. Traditionally, like you have a cup of coffee as like I don't know. You could also have water, but for some reason that feels weird. I have an espresso machine at home, and I have a taste, and I taste a massive difference between that and drip. It's a full auto though, because who wants to put effort into making coffee? No, I'm not saying there isn't a difference, Rogue. There is absolutely a difference, Ham, but I don't care about it, right? Like that difference is like it's the aficionado's difference, right? The connoisseur's difference. The increase in taste quality to me is so bloody minimal between those two methods that it's not worth the effort. It's not worth the price increase, it's not worth the machine, it's not worth any of that, right? Whatever. Also, espresso, traditionally, is very different from just making coffee. If your espresso machine makes something that isn't espresso, fuck you. You poser. Every time I attempt coffee, I reinforce the idea that you just can't make it palatable. Even Starbucks iced coffee was an enjoyment of ridiculous amounts of sugar and milk despite the coffee. I can understand that, Ori. The coffee that I used to make in the office was, like, I like really, really strong coffee, right? Like, I like the thing to kick me in the teeth. I remember vividly we had representatives from one of the insurance firms we were working with. We had them over for like a casual talk about policies. I believe one of our power plants was up for renegotiation, blah, 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 whatever, right? So we had them over, and my colleague went like, hey, can you make some coffee real quick? I'm like, what the fuck? Huh? Sure, whatever, right? Like, sometimes you just make coffee, whatever, right? Someone has to make the coffee, and you can't just always ask like random other people to do it. So, like, hey, can you make that real quick? Like, I'm getting like some fucking cookies together, so we have like something for them to like nom on. I'm like, yeah, sure, fine, whatever. So I make coffee like I make it, like I used to make it at home, right? And I remember there were two of them. Both of them like, oh yeah, blah, 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 pleasantries exchanged, oh thank you, both of them taking a sip, and one of them looks up and goes, now I don't want you to be insulted by this, but this is the most undrinkable coffee I've ever had. A week later, we have our like stupid Jure Fix meeting, right? We have our stupid Joe Fix meeting, and one of my colleagues goes like, hey, can you make like a bit of coffee for everyone real quick? We were just standing in, we had like a small kitchen in our department, right? He's like, hey, can you make some coffee real quick? And my colleague comes in and goes like, no, you do not want that. You do not want that. I'm like, aww. So my first colleague looks around and goes like, what? Why? And my colleague goes, his coffee has proudly been voted the most undrinkable coffee by 2 separate insurance agents we've had over now. You're off making coffee. I'm like, aw, cool. It once again shows that if you ever want someone to stop asking you to do something, just do it once but badly. It's just that I didn't do it on purpose. I legitimately thought that was nice coffee. I make Americano or Longo or whatever that means. Whatever that means, Sam. Is that just black coffee? I do pull a shot if it's before noon and I'm still feeling stupid tired. That's fair, that's fair. I don't know, I cannot tell you all the differences in coffee and what this is and what this is. I know what an espresso is because, like, I live next to Italy, for Christ's sake. I know what mocha is because we have a very large Turkish population. Well, German, but Turkish roots population. And I know what black coffee is, and that's that. Fun law fact, Nespresso tried to sue another company that would have stolen their coffee capsule design, but the defense was, can you sue a tree for the design of its acorn? And thus a precedent was created on how any design based on nature cannot be copyrighted. We have different precedents than that, Weiss. We have very, very different precedents than that in other designs that are based on nature, because a lot of design is based on nature. Aerodynamics are traditionally based on, you know, flying creatures. A lot of professional, like, swimsuit design, not just like in form, but in like material, in like texture, is based on like aquadynamics, right? So I don't think that's a precedent. I don't think you can claim, hey, our design is based on this natural principle and therefore I highly doubt that. I'm over tea guy. I like a good tea. I like a good tea. Favorite tea is still Earl Grey. That's probably never going to change because I'm basic as shit. It's not for sophistication reasons. I'm just basic. Had a morning meeting immediately after getting to work. Done it now. Taco, good morning. Can't wait to get back to my desk and crack open my can of caffeine. It is so fucking weird how for a large majority of the population, in the morning, the first thing we need to do is consume poison. It's so fucking weird to me, dude. Humans as a species are so fucked. So fucked. We drink poison recreationally. We inhale poison recreationally, just for fun, right? Like, we eat poison recreationally. There's a ton of us that do not enjoy food unless it's painful. Humans are so fucked. Blade! Hey, Blade! Good evening. Humans fucking love poison. It's true. It is true. Technically, we breathe I mean, not just because we put it in the air, but, like, oxygen is also, like, a hell of a fucking substance, let's be honest. Mint, capsaicin, chocolate. Yeah. Alcohol, tobacco, coffee. Absolutely, Ori. I ate spiced chicken, I could feel my hands 90%. Oh no, MJM, stay safe. Even better, we can't eat food if it's not poison to some degree. You have to explain that. Saffron. Ooh, yeah, saffron. We chemically punch ourselves directly in the face every morning. It's true. Listen, if I punch myself in the face first, society can't do it, huh? A lot of people wake up and drink poison to wake up and then to relax after a work day drink a different kind of poison. Alton! Exactly. Exactly. Cyanide in low quantity. Wait, what? You breathe that flammable shit? A fucking alien, I guess. Oxygen is so highly corrosive. Like, do you know how bad oxygen is as a substance? It blows up, it's corrosive, you can use it to edge metal. Like, oxygen is scary. I remember seeing a writing prompt that was pretty much aliens arrive on Earth and are horrified to discover that humans drink what they use as rocket fuel. Coffee? Oh, that's perfect. It keeps humans alive? Is that how cyanide works? Wait. Oh, you mean oxygen? No, yeah, fair. Peppers are going to use capsaicin to become unpalatable to mammals. Humans, jokes on you, I'm into that shit. Ah, yes. Spicy food. The goth girl of the edible plant variety. I didn't say that. No, I'm backing out of that bit. That never happened. Dropping oxygen from my diet today, wish me luck. There's a reason antioxidants are important to consume. Yeah, because your lungs otherwise do, well, your lungs do funny shit anyway, but this hurt good. Early Earth's biosphere suffocated itself on oxygen because bacteria evolved to produce enzymes that break down oxygen. Yeah. Yeah. I do like spicy food and black coffee. I still do not like spicy food. I was talking to Razor about this the other day. Beginning of the year, I developed, like, I don't know why. This is stupid, right? Like, is there any food or drink, chat, that you would say is an acquired taste and that you forced yourself to like for some reason or another? Like, you know how like good whiskey is an acquired taste, right? Like, the first time you drink a good whiskey, you go, really? And then, like, over time and with more consumption, you kind of get the feel for it, right? I believe coffee is something like this. But at the start of the year, I got it in my head somehow. I do not know why. I don't think there was a trigger for it. I just went like, oh, I want to. I got it in my head that I was going to start liking licorice. So I ordered like really tame licorice and then just like up the dose over time. And now I'm on the hard salted shit. I am now on like the hard Norwegian salted bullshit. It's like, I had one just before stream. I don't know why. I just got into my head, this is an acquired taste I'm going to acquire. You cannot stop me. It's so good. Oh, it did not start out this way, by the way. I had a terrible time. At first. If food doesn't land right from step one, it didn't make it to the diet. Kombucha blew up at work for a while, and I did not buy into that fad. I'm like that with like a lot of other food, but licorice, yeah, that one I got into. Why'd you do that to yourself? Some of us don't like ourselves very much now. Some of us believe that punishment should be inevitable, imminent, and administered. I don't think I've ever eaten a bad food item often enough for Stockholm Syndrome to set in. That's one way to put it. Wonderful, Kensei. I had licorice once and loved it, particularly salted licorice. Hell yeah. What you just described sounds like putting your taste buds through Stockholm Syndrome. Yeah, what Kensei said, exactly. I sometimes put some bouquet in coffee, so I get it. The only thing I've ever added to coffee and liked is whiskey. And I'm not advocating to do that at work. I smelled a durian yesterday. Durians smell disgusting. That's not a hot take. The hot take is they taste pretty good, though. Unfortunately, I'm part of the population that likes the taste of durian. Although the smell is... I don't like the smell, but I don't find it mega repulsive. It's not good. It's not good. But unfortunately, I've tried and liked durian. All right. So everyone, yesterday, no segue. We're just hard cutting. Yesterday, we tried to play Brigandine Abyss. And then family things happened and I had to leave. Really quickly, I'm not going to talk about what happened. Basically, kid had a bad time, needed someone to talk to. That's it. Everything's fine. Kiddo's fine. I'm fine. Family's fine. Just needed someone to talk to. That's it. So we couldn't actually play the game yesterday. Today, we're going to try to make up for that by actually trying to play the game. Woo! So, I had you all vote on what faction to play yesterday. I made you vote on whatever faction we were going to play. And today we're going to do that. I'm not going to press continue, we're actually going to start fresh. We didn't even make it into the first tutorial mission, by the way. We did not even make it past the first tutorial. So, today we're going to try and do that. What a magic kid probably got what it deserved. Unfortunately, it's not quite that easy. But thank you, Effort. I would be scared while doing so. Don't be. It's just a fruit. Like, it's just a fruit. It's a very mild taste as well. Oh, Igor, thank you. But no, like, you know. Had a chocolate-covered durian once. The first few moments tasted like someone farted in my mouth and then just tasted like the most basic fruit that I've ever fruited. I think without the fart part, that part's weird, but the second part, durian tastes like generic fruit, is probably the best descriptor of durian I've ever heard, Olsen. It is just fruit.png. Yeah. Yesterday, yeah, about yourself when get to the game. Oh, sorry, you got kids. Wow. Awful. So I had you vote on faction. You overwhelmingly decided that we're playing the Science Freaks. So today we're playing the Science Freaks. I know nothing. Let's go through the intro again, shall we?
Brigandine の力により救われた当時の偉大なる魔術師ルナディアにより生み出された魔術の鎧の力により大陸支配を目論むアビスローア帝国の野望を見事打ち砕くに至ったのである。それから200年。現在大陸の中で最も大きな力を持ち同時に不穏な気配を漂わせ始めたソロジュナート王国に対しルナディアの意志を継ぎしくにミスティアインの女王を中心とした諸国のおさらが一堂に集い糾弾を行う。
さあご説明願いましょう。ソルジュナート王、治安悪化、見慣れぬ魔物の目撃証言、そして何よりこのまがまがしき気配の理由たるを。どうしました？なぜ一言も。
失礼。王に代わりこの我がお答えしよう。我が名はソルジュナート宰相ケイオスリス。そして
お父様。
これよりこのソルジュナートいいな。
And I still don't know how he got that armor under that cloak. This armor does not fit under that cloak. At all.
拝聴せよ。今ここにアビスローは復活を宣言する。
I think what chat said yesterday was, man, this game is starting slow.
狙うはエルゲンナート、忌まわしき聖職者どもじゃ。誰一人逃さず仕留め証明してみせるがよい。わしのキマイラ技術こそが唯一無二の司法であると。
逃げ惑う人を皆殺しか。どうして僕たちがそんな。
I'm glad we're playing the good guys.
どうかお急ぎを。
待って、いくつの姿がどこにも。
あれが聖女。マスターが殺せと言っていた相手。
Right can say right.
その体、君は一体何者なの？
ああ、やっぱりあんたもそういう目で僕を見るのか。僕はキマイラ。マスターにより作られし戦闘兵器。あんたには何も恨みはないけど、ここで死んでもらう。
The Edge.
魔物同士を継ぎ合わせ新たなる生命を形作るという禁忌の研究に手を染めていた小国パンデミグ、密かに新帝国勢と裏でつながっていた彼らはケイオスルスの放棄を機に属国と
Oh, we are
して
playing the bad guys. That makes sense.
中でも人間を素体に魔物のパーツを継ぎ合わせた高い知能を誇る特別個体タイプ F とタイプ S、 この2体が限りない戦果をもたらすであろうと制作者たるドクター・プージュは密かにほくそ笑んでいた。
It's like a weep spelling. I mean, it kind of is, right? Alright, here's our opening fight. did not make it past this.
戦闘兵器。まさか君、魔物のパーツを体中に埋め込まれて。
ああ、そうだよ。お綺麗な聖女様にはさぞや醜く映るんだろうけど。
君みたいな子にそんなことまでさせてるなんて、あの新皇帝って人絶対に許せない。
Whose duck is the top left from? That's our new duck. That's Nana.
でもごめんね。君がみんなを殺して回るつもりなら、私は聖女としてあなたを止めなきゃいけない。
ああ、分かってるよ。所詮僕は人にあだなす禁忌の獣ってやつだ。
I mean, yeah, literally.
やれるものならやってみなよ、聖女様。そんな風に逃げ回ることしかできない分際でさ。
Survive 3 turns or defeat all enemy units, and lost condition, all enemy units defeated. So far, so good. So, last time we figured out that WASD for camera movement isn't valid, and that's all we figured out. That's all we knew. We have with us a unicorn. I believe unicorns are healers, right? One thing I want to do is I want to look at the units that we have. How do we do this? This is type F. Health unit retreats. Health unit retreats or dies if this reaches 0. Points consumed to use certain skills. Command total command of troop monsters cannot exceed leader command. Okay. Fizz attack, fizz defense, mag attack, mag resistance. Never mind. Strength, defense, direct correlation, int affects magic attack and efficacy of HP recovery and debuff skills. And then res is magic resistance, agi affects accuracy and crit rate. We found our mega stat. Cool. Certain leader and monster units have traits. Trait effects activate automatically. You can check the traits of units on their status screen. Okay, hold up. So, there we go. We have type F. We're a Dust Chimera. And our trait is reduces damage by 20% when attacking humans. Hesitation against humans. So this is a negative trait. We don't want to fight humans. Equipment, a steel staff and a steel robe. Stats I have no correlation for. Icons I cannot hover over. I don't know what this means. I don't know what this is. That's really annoying. Skills. Major Strike. 90 power, 1 range. We have a 3 range poison skill. 50% chance to inflict poison. Hidden Genes Unleashed. Deals extreme damage to a single adjacent enemy. Oh. 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 Poison, weaken. So we have debuffs. Like, we have a lot of debuffs. Within 4 tiles, within 3 tiles, and then profile. The younger of a pair of siblings transformed into living weapons by Dr. Pujo's experiments. While the process almost entirely robbed his sister of free will, the doctor needed type F to be able to think and act on his own. Thus, he struggles to carry out his master's orders as his aversion to killing also remains intact. He's gentle at heart, but bristles at those who see him as a monster because he is one. Preferred quests? No idea. I do not like that we do not have overs. My first impression so far is already that the game feels very console-y, right? Every time WASD does this, like, we do have full mouse control, don't get me wrong, this is cool, but every time WASD does this and a menu looks like this, I know it's designed for console, right? Like, or at least designed with console in mind. Doesn't have to be exclusive, but it certainly feels like it. And if we then do not have hover over, I would like to hover this and know what it means. But that's not a possibility. So, yeah. What else do we have? We have a Dampier. Rally trait. Drain HP. Restores HP equal to 20% of damage dealt on basic skill hits. That's kind of cool. And recovery boost C. Increase the recovery amount by 20% when this unit is healed by a recovery skill. Drain attack. It has a counter attached to it. I don't know what that means, but apparently it can counter. You also redeemed a duck, Maddie. I'm sorry I missed it. Let me get Maddie in here. Hold up. Let me get Maddie in here. Fucking hate that the sound cuts out. There is not an option to change that. I checked. And Maddie gets to go over here. Maddie gets to dangle. There we go. Perfect. And while we're here, Kensei, who would you like? Who are we adding, Kensei? Who else? Who else? If the feet angle besides some skill level means the skill needs to not move. No, it's the opposite. It's the opposite effort. The foot icon next to a skill means you can move and use the skill. Hannah? All right, let's go get Hannah. Hyena. There's a hyena. Zoop. Perfect. Ah! Alright, now. And then for profile, a minor vampire-type monster extremely cultured and differing from humans only in the need to drain blood for energy. They can call down a rain of blood to give themselves the advantage. We have with us a rook. Bird, even ground. Make movement on all terrain equal to that on plain tiles. Because it flies. Ignore ZOC. Is unaffected by Zoc when moving. Zone of control. Because it flies. Okay. Avian kick. Minor damage to a single adjacent enemy. Basic skills also used when countering. I see. So the drain attack is what is used when countering. This is what gets used when countering, right? Yes. And last but not least, a unicorn. Regenerate ally HP B. Restores 5% of HP to all adjacent allies at the start of a turn. Stomp. Heal and Medica. A minor unicorn-type monster. Most unicorns live peacefully with the peoples of the southwestern steppes. They specialize in healing lone allies rushing across the battlefield to reach them. So don't risk the unicorn and risk everything else instead. Movement basics. Let's see. Oh, this is the screen that we ended last time. There we go. Units can move 1 tile per point of their movement stat. Fair enough. Unit movement is affected by the changes in terrain. Fair enough. Battlefield tiles each have their terrain type. Sneezes, and fair enough. The terrain type of the tile a unit is on can also affect stats such as evasion, physical defense, or magic resistance. You can check, yep, fair enough. And each unit has one of 3 movement types: ground, aquatic, or flying. Fair enough. Nothing ground-breaking there. Pardon the joke. I'm pretty sure we're gonna let them come to us, right? I don't see a world where we need to come to them. There we go. Loud. We heal for 15. Note to self, enemy movement range is not enemy attack range, obviously. Using a skill will increase its skill gauge. When the gauge is full, the skill will level up. Increasing a skill's level improves stats such as its power or accuracy. The maximum level is 3 stars. Units whose HP reaches 0 will either die or retreat from battle. Mercenary and monster units will die and be removed from your forces for future seasons. Okay. Non-mercenary leader units will retreat from the battle but remain in your forces and can be deployed again in future seasons. If a troop's leader dies or retreats, any surviving monsters in that troop will retreat. However, any monster the troop leader had rallied when their HP reached 0 will die, so it's important to keep an eye on the HP of leaders with rallied monsters. Rally is when you consume them for extra stats, right? Really shouldn't have put the poor Dampier in there. Oh, she's running. Didn't she just make a big point about having to stop me? Zoc's movement. The 1 tile radius around a unit is called its zone of control. Every movement within Zoc is restricted, so placing a unit strategically can help protect weaker or wounded units. Because they say restricted, what they mean is you can't. When a unit is surrounded by either enemy units or enemy Zocs, the encirclement effect activates. Damage, accuracy, and critical rate are increased when attacking encircled enemies. Okay, that's important to know. Which means we could theoretically this bird over here to encircle. Right? Check the icons in the skill list to see what affects what. We've seen this before. This is also where they explain the little movement thing that we talked about earlier. When preparing to attack an enemy unit, you can check the battle projection screen. Here you can see the projected damage, accuracy, crit rate, and change in NP. Yep, fair enough. Indicate the factors such as elemental advantage or encirclement are influencing damage, accuracy, and crit rate by displaying green numbers in the case of an increase and red in the case of a decrease. Can counter when attacked if the enemy is within range of their counter skill. However, magic and area attacks cannot be countered in addition of an attack that forcibly moves the unit, results in the attacker being outside that. Yeah, okay. Elements. Oh my god. I do not like this tutorial. This is the dump everything at a player tutorial all at once kind of style. That is usually the sign of, like, really lazy tutorializing. But we explained everything to you in a giant blob within one battle all at once. This is not how you make tutorials anymore. This used to be how you make tutorials in the 90s. It is just bad. There are 5 elements, and certain elements have advantages against others. Using an advantageous element will increase your damage, yeah, as normal. We've got our standard elements, and then we've got the out-of-line elements, as per the usual. Light is weak to everything. So light's the worst element. Cool. I love when they meet this, when they make this shit, but then one of the elements is clearly the worst. Light is the worst element, and dark is the best one. Dark is weak to one thing, these are all weak to 2 things, light is weak to 3 things. Cool. Light counters the best. Yeah, but making up... Like, it's kind of like the fairy type in Pokemon, right? Just because you're designed to counter the best thing doesn't mean that you aren't... Well, no, the fairy type is a really bad example because that is the best typing in Pokemon. A light in this case is weak as all hell, but its dominant position comes from the fact that it is made to counter the best thing. That makes it anti-meta, it doesn't make it good. I don't like this. Aside from units, base elements, skills, and equipment can have their own elements. However, only one offensive and one defensive element can be active at a time. What? Okay. Aside from units' base elements, skills and equipment can have their own element. Okay, only one offensive and one defensive element can be active at a time. The priority order for elements is skill, equipment, unit. Skills, equipment, etc. with no elements do not affect elemental advantage. Ah. So our offensive element can change based on what attack we use. So offensive dark element is exactly what we want to be using almost at all times. So that means the best unit is a dark element unit with a dark attack and like some sort of other elemental skill, right? So that they can offense light units. That means light is also not an element you ever want as your defensive element. Light is the worst defensive element, but you don't have to be a light unit. You can give them, as far as I understand, if you give them fire equipment, they are now fire units, but they have light attacks. So we want to avoid having light units at all costs. Okay. This is terrestrialization. Units have both offensive and defensive elements. Offensive elements will be active when attacking, with defensive elements will be, while defensive elements will be active when attacking. Yeah, okay. Or when attacked. So far, so good. So, if we kick this priest, sorry, this angel, what's gonna happen? 129 power, that means nothing to me. 100% accuracy, 10% crit rate. Cool. Is power equal to damage? Power is equal to damage, so that means a lot of things. Very nice. And then we're taking 69 damage back with 65% accuracy, nil crit. Get him. Birdo kick, and they miss. Very cool. And then drain attack. We don't know what the element is. The element is probably just dark for this, right? They have 100% hit against us. This Dampier really shouldn't be attacking anything. This doesn't have an element at all. This does, though. Hidden Genes Unleashed. Let's take their genes. That did something to it. Is that a debuff? Why does it have these shackles around it? Shifts elements of units in troop to light. Okay, so that's a bad thing. Why does it have these chains around it? No denim for you. Hey, Venden. The only reason I could see why these are there is because we've encircled it, because it's now surrounded by zones of control everywhere. That's really the only thing I can see. But he screamed for he does not know. That is the surround effect. Okay, cool. They were there for several minutes. Okay, so they were there before that attack. That means they must be because of the encirclement effect. And then we can heal. I do not like this screen, by the way. The unit fighting screen seems bare bones. Let's say bare bones. Very bare bones. Please stop stomping my Dampier. I need them. And then this is our last turn as far as I understand, right? So once again we make the bird go over that. That's what this symbol means. If the bird moves there, can we move there? No, we cannot. I don't think it matters. You're a healer. You're going to perish now. Stop slapping my bird! How rude. How utterly uncalled for. Leaders can rally a monster unit in their troop. The monster must be within a certain range and must not have acted yet that turn. Rallying a monster will cause its rally trait to activate. Different types of monsters have different rally effects. You can return a relic monster to the map by dismissing it to a tile of your choice, but you must select the tile the monster is able to move to. Monsters who've just been dismissed can still use their skills that turn. You cannot rally then dismiss in the same turn. Nowhere in that description note does it say that rallying means the monster like actually goes away. So, because the Dampier's rally trait is lifesteal, that means we now lifesteal when we like eat this guy's genes, right? Or is it just basic skills? I think it's only basic skills that lifesteal, right? So if we Major Strike you... No, we're gonna take your genes. But you swap by SRW animations, expectations are all wrong now. Yeah, it's just basic skills, yeah. Can we kill them? We can. Horse! The troop led by Renee has retreated. Okay, so we killed their leader. I thought she was the leader, never mind. And thus the fight is over. We're not letting you go, you just ran. So much for stopping us. We did kill a few lonely guards.
お主の姉は立派に重鎮を打ち果たしてみせたというに、同じ血を引く兄弟とは思えん。
姉さん。
せっかく
Can't wait to see what her skills are.
不手際を晒した罰じゃ。後ほどきつい罰を下す。
はい、承知しました。
50 bonus XP. Level 2. Command goes up. Okay, so hold up. Let's look at stats. Plus 6, plus 4, plus 5, plus 2. So we're dealing with with small stat increases, but massive base stats comparatively. That's strange to me, because most certainly plus 1 resistance on 63 doesn't feel like it means anything, right? If our base stats were like, I don't know, a tenth of what they are now, I would understand these increases, but this is so strange. Because this certainly means that levels count in large amounts, but not in anything else. Huh. I don't feel like we're super incentivized to level, nor that without the existence of any other mechanics, leveling matters. Like, there has to be other things attached to level for that to be reasonably anything. Oh, they look super trustworthy.
その通りです、メユハ様。まさかとは思いますが。
You can never make it, Kensei. You don't have enough movement to get there.
なりません。
Even your fastest unit does not have enough movement to even get to her.
あなたにもしものことがあれば。
So, that could not possibly be.
だからこそだよ。ここでキマイラ怖さに足踏みするようなら、いくつにだって顔向けできない。それに教団のことならいつも通り、あなたが取りまとめておいてくれれば問題ない。でしょ?
Do percent stat on level up? What does that matter?
お願い、行かせてバルミンよ。
In that case, all that means is the percentage is low of it. What does that matter? I don't care how the level up is calculated, I care about the fact that the amount of stats we gained is bad. The Mafia is here? What? Huh?
天使の小娘。
ベーだ。あんたなんかに言われずともしっかり守り抜いてみせるわよ。ね、ラドニー。
Are those? What the fuck?
ただそれだけだ。ペチカ、お前もこの故郷。俺が必ず守る。
ラドニー。
おお、頼もしくて何よりなこった。さあ。
Those are the 3 most unlikely random people to put together I've ever seen. Why aren't these guys playable? Maybe they are.
サウザンケイン攻めに参加したくないじゃと。
マスター、僕はどうしても嫌なんです。これ以上誰かを殺して。
Well, man, in mission mode, there's 24 factions in mission mode, yeah.
それに。 サウザンケインは僕
I have no
ら
idea.
にとっての故郷。そんな戦い、姉さんにだってさせたくない。だから。
姉とは違い、判断力を保つための自由意志を残しておいた。どうやらそれが仇となったようじゃな。親たるこのわしの言うことすら聞けぬとあらば、お主はすでに我が子ですらない。
Also, we break away.
So, それでいい。それでこそ究極。そやつにもう用はない。行くぞ、タイプ S よ。
待って。行かないで。ごめん。姉さん。
I do like the animation bits so far. Like, while the animation is pretty... the animation style is weird, but I do like it, right? It's static, non-static at the same time. It's very like L2D animation, right? The in-combat animation so far has been pretty lackluster. Type success and type failure might be. Type F, huh? Trying to reverse engineer the system to understand how it works. It doesn't matter. Wanted a second opinion on many of its percent of current stats. It's definitely not, like, it's clearly not effort. We got an increase from 63 to 64. What value of percentage could that be? Sub 1%? Who the fuck goes into a system and says like, oh, on level up, gain sub 1% to this stat? Like, it's clearly not that. Very, very obviously not, right? That's like me saying, oh, this car drives like shit, and you going, yeah, but it's red. Like, who gives a shit? In story mode, you'll advance the story of the faction you've chosen while fighting in event battles that trigger during certain seasons. Victory in an event battle will progress the story, but defeat will result in a game over, so be sure to prepare well during the seasons between event battles. To start an event battle, go to a basis menu and select the top option, Event Battle. And then choose the troops you wish to deploy in the battle. Troops from any of your bases can participate in event battles. Choose how to deploy your troops. While analyzing the battlefield, you can deploy 1 to 3 troops. Troops led by characters relevant to the event battle's plot will be selected initially by default. This hasn't explained anything on how the game works to me yet. Cool. So, we have Pandemion over here, and we know from lore what they just told us that we're going to be attacking Thousand Cain. And that's exactly what we're doing right now. We can't do anything else because this is the season to go killing. Fa-la-la-la-la, fa-la-la-la. Okay. You don't want to explain anything about this game? You don't want to explain anything about what's currently happening? No? Okay. We have Type F who just got murdered? But what? I have so many questions. And we have 3 other leaders with Dampier Bird Unicorns each. Let's go bring a scout. Let's go an enchantress. I have no idea what any of this means. But enchanter, enchantress, scout. Everyone has the same monsters attached to them. F is doing a good job not being dead, yeah. We're gonna play Titania's theme again. Fa la 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 la. Da 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 fa la la la. Yeah, no, same. So we went from too much info to info drought within 15 minutes. Crazy, right? Like, you didn't mind explaining any of this? Oh, okay. So we're not dying because she's making us not die. Defeat Maya! Oh, wait. Okay. We are just kind of going for the Saintess. Who brought nothing with her? Is that a dog? Yo, an ash wolf. That looks cool. And a centaur. And there's no world in which that's the actual fight, right? Like, we have 3 billion units. If you meant her healing them, nice looking blonde priest girl isn't really my type. Nah. We have an enchantress. No traits. Staff strike, flare, and gust. Okay, so you're not going into melee. You're definitely not going into melee. Please do note that it is the second mission and we have command of 12 fucking units. 12. I'm led to believe that's normal, but still, that is 12 units. And it's not particularly easy to command them either. Unless there are hotkeys I'm not familiar with. The hotkeys are Z and C. Keys made by the utterly deranged. Do we have rebinds by any chance? I'm not seeing it. I love how under controls we have camera type, fair enough, that's defendable. Display grid and HB gauges, animation speed, skill illustrations, but no actual control settings. This game is 100% just designed for controller. This is not, by no means, PC native whatsoever. Nothing about this is PC native. That's really bad. That's really bad. Do not like the options in it whatsoever. It's a made for console game, of course it doesn't have key bindings. It is, however, simultaneously launching on PC now. Therefore, I would hold that it probably should have PC controls. It, however, boldly defies tradition and doesn't. We have a scout. Early counter, performs an early counter when attacked. Cool. Rogue's kick, full speed ahead, increases own movement by 2 for 3 turns. No, we're not rallying, we are full speed aheading. Aha! Certain attacks may inflict status ailments upon units that can be removed with skills such as Medica. Certain skills may increase or decrease stats, regenerate HP each turn, or have other special effects on units. You can see any status ailments, buffs, debuffs, or other special effects currently affecting units by going to the status screen from the unit's menu, so you have to be in a sub-menu to see all of that. Not the greatest idea. This bird is so gonna get shot by this centaur, right? Like, there's no way in hell this bird isn't gonna get shot up to hell. I'm eating the stamp here. There's no reason to eat this bird, right? No, there is. Eating this bird means that we don't have to worry about movement anymore. So we should totally eventually eat this bird. Can I eat this bird now? Can I rally more than one creature? I don't know, the rally tutorial is over already and no one explained shit nor fuck, so I don't know. I mean, you attacked her, so... Sounds like someone about to get stabbed. Sounds like something someone about to get stabbed would say. Preemptively murdering the priestess in self-defense? Verily. Zoop. Aha! The only thing we have is a basic attack, right? So we eat the Dampier. Because that sure as hell isn't gonna make it in here. And then let's see. We have attack. Great. I love being able to see what my creatures are doing. This is my favorite. Huh. Huh. Give me this bird. There we go. So our healers are in place. Okay, we can only rally one creature, which means we should rally the bird to have our proper movement in. And then after that, once we get into range, we can then rally the Dampier for our protected engagements. I see the reasoning. For now, I think it's just bird tank. I just don't want the unicorn to tank. And the enchantress isn't in range for anything. And wolf time. Uh-oh. 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 So far, it doesn't seem like it, Effort. The rally tutorial certainly didn't explain shit. But I'm pretty sure it's only the traits. So now we should have some play, right? Like now we should be in range to do things. Never mind. Now we should be in range to do things if we go down here. What? But it's right there. What? Huh? Why can't I cast this? Huh? We have the mana for it. The enemy's right the fuck there. What? We moved. We cannot attack after moving. The problem is we cannot attack after moving. That makes mage units incredibly wonky to act with. Wow. Incredibly weird. Veteran Vampire and Gan type units recover 10% of their health. Okay. I love this. No free icon behind level. Yeah, you can't move and spell with mages, it seems. Yeah. You see the footprint icon? I do not. Good point. Very good point, everyone. So the only thing we have is stealing their genes. Because that's the troop they're part of. Everything that's A is part of type F, everything that's B is part of the scout troop, and everything that's C is part of our enchantress. It's to denote who's leading them. Let's figure out whether heal is adjacent or not. Heal is not adjacent, however, you can't move before healing, so... So skills have to be exorbitantly powerful for that to be worthwhile then, right? That's the takeaway. If movement and skills are this non-compatible, then skills have to be incredibly powerful to make up for that. Poor bird. Birds were certainly not made for brawling, and neither were unicorns. But that's just what they'll do. There's the whole light and dark thing. And then we can rogue kick the wolf. That's an entire level. Hell yeah. And then we just have to get everyone into a position where their healing will matter next turn. Surround the saint. There we go. Orb! Flying sphere. We have nowhere to go here. Hold up. Unicorn first. Heal this here bird. Good bird. You've birded well. This bird's well. And... is that enough? Not quite, but we're trying to maximize... are we trying to maximize experience gained from, like, just adding attacks to the pile? Well, this will kill, so the answer is no. Huh. Thriving defensive stationary play, set up zones to protect backlines, support front, mobile units feel like they're going to be important for aggressive mission types. That's a pretty good analysis of it, Blade, yeah. So far, what I'm getting is, this is Turtle Heaven. So far, everything I've seen makes this feel like Turtle Heaven. Set up your mage play, set up your defensives. Range 3 is god range because it means that you can go over 1 or 2 lines of defense and still hit the enemy that's coming into you. Whereas range 2 puts you into range 3 still. And then just have a sturdy frontline go. Especially because we already have a preemptive counterattack on one of our units. What are these names? You don't even know how to pronounce that! You cannot add an E after an U. You can't do that. That doesn't work. Fluel isn't something you can fluently say. The E after a U is already an U. If you wanted to name him Flul, that would be fucking weird, but sure, go the fuck ahead. But don't make it Fluel. Like, oh. What is that? Can you translate? It's made up. It does so have an U in it. Umlauter. That is an awful name. That is just flat out a bad name. Oh. Here's another thing that supports defensive play. Did you see that our mage had 170 HP? Can't be out in the open. They're worse and they're both bad in different ways of it. Don't call him fuckboy, Maddie, that's rude. Alright. I'm gonna call this now. So, chat. Anyone else got really excited playing the Evil Science faction only to be really kicked out of the Evil Science faction after the first tutorial mission and now you're no longer the Evil Science faction? Anyone else really wanted to play like on the side of the bad guys and pick the bad guy scenario only for then to not do that instantly? I am very disappointed. I am incredibly disappointed. What the fuck? Huh? Everyone else feels that way? Yeah, I certainly do. Really interesting that they dropped 2 of the faces of the faction right off the go. Right? What the fuck? I knew that this is not the bad guy faction. No, this is not the bad guy faction. This is the faction that on the description says, hey, we're rebelling alongside the bad guy faction. Pandemion, we're not even playing Pandemion, by the way. We're playing a Chimera that fled Pandemion. Well, we didn't flee, we got murdered. We're Chimera that got discarded by Pandemion. But when I picked Pandemion, I figured, oh, these are the evil science guys that are rebelling alongside the evil faction. Therefore, there we go. Do all the factions just funnel you into a safe quest line in the end? I'm pretty sure. Well, first of all, we're not at the end. We're at the beginning. I know in the end is a phrase, but it doesn't matter. Second of all the other factions are other empires that are fighting the bad guys. So I'm pretty sure they're all safe to begin with. Feels like we're playing against them from this point. Yeah, immediately. And I would be okay if this was like halfway through the fucking campaign. But it's 1 mission in! Huh? What? I don't understand. That's so fucked. Fucking false advertisement. Yeah, but that's not... But that's... Gaining bases and units. In story mode, you will sometimes gain bases and leader units automatically as you progress. That needed a tutorial. That needed a tutorial window. Sometimes we give you stuff, but you couldn't explain the rally system properly or any of the unit stuff. But this needed a tutorial window? Collected mel and materials from health bases. We got 20,000 mel, some wood, some sturdy ore, some magic ore, some solid stone. Cool. At the end of each season. Is a season a turn? Can you just call a turn a turn? Huh? You will ultimately obtain resources corresponding to the bases you hold. Acquired mel can be used to for fate binding or purchasing items. Okay. Fate binding with capital letters. Acquired materials can be used to level up bases. The type of materials you acquire will depend on which bases you hold. Back in Alganacht, High Priest Valmion receives shocking news about a cutscene that goes by too fast to read. Effort. 決して相入れぬ存在。それがわからないあなた様。I told you he was trustworthy. ひとまずはこのまま様子を見ざるを得ませんが。Oh, he's very sane. Never mind. 心なしか胃のあたりが痛くなってきましたよ。I don't know, Blade. Probably not in tutorial. The Pandemia army led by Dr. Never mind. Who are you? Like, you're part of a faction I don't fucking recognize. And also, you're wearing a fucking pinstripe suit in this... And now you're dead. Never mind. What does it ever matter?
タイプ S よ。これでこの裏市場に眠る素体は全てわしのもの。そして何より噂通りの天使と悪魔の因子持ち。かねてからの研究を再開させるには十分じゃわい。
ラドニー。
Speaking of angel and demons, okay, I get it.
どうなっちゃうの？
気を強く持つんだ、ペシカ。囚われの身となろうとも、生きてさえいればきっと。
Random guy from the Gabagool faction.
ミルハ、一つ聞いていい？どうして君は僕に手を貸そうとしてくれるの？僕みたいな異形の化け物をそばに置いといていいことなんて何一つないはずなのに、どうして？
それはもちろん君が助けを求めていたからだよ。苦しんでる人を放っておくなんて私にはできないもん。
Right, Olsen?
フージ君は化け物なんかじゃないからね。
Like, what's the idea to call him
自分で言う
Flügel?
のは禁止。わかった？
Like, with a G in the middle? That's German for wing. Like, that don't make sense. Right? Like, but, or a grand orchestra, like a grand piano. It's also German for grand piano. But don't worry about that part. Like, was that the idea? But, like, we just dropped the G and added an L? Like, for the fun of it all? Like,
あ、うん。君はこう本当に筋金入りなんだね。
grand piano ちゃん。
それも聖女様だからなの？
それはちょっと違うかな。もし私が今の家系に生まれてなかったとしても、多分同じように
He doesn't even angel yet.
していたと思う。私が私であるためにね。
そっか。君のその強さが羨ましいよ、ミユハ。僕もいつかそんな風に。
Foreshadowing is a literary device. Sometimes foreshadowing. Game flow. Okay, okay. Let's try and get a grip on this because, like, I'm losing my shit at the moment. Each season is divided into 3 phases. During the organization phase, you can make preparations. During the attack phase, you can choose which troops you will invade where. And during the invasion during the invasion phase, factions will invade and be invaded by each other. Once all 3 phases have ended, you will proceed to the next season. So every season is made up of these 3 phases. Okay. Organization, attack, invasion. Organization. During organization phases, you can adjust your troops' composition, strengthen your units, level up your bases, and more. You can also send troops on quests or move them to other bases. All these preparations can be done by selecting one of your bases on the world map to open its menu. During attack phase, you can order your troops to invade enemy bases. Troops must be in a base adjacent to the one you plan to invade. Keep in mind that troops moved during a season's organization phase cannot invade until the next season. Okay, everything has a turn delay. During invasion phases, battles between factions vying for bases will erupt across the continent. If an invading faction wins, they will seize the base. The faction's home base being taken will result in a game over. Once you're done making preparations during an organizational attack phase, you can select end phase to move on. Okay. So, note please that Collagen over here, that's the, like, holy base. And it's under control by Pandemion, which is still us, but we got kicked out of Pandemion. So, this isn't us, because Pandemion just killed Thousand Kane. Which isn't us. And also, Thousand Kane isn't even, that's not even Thousand Kane. That's the name of the faction. This is Scar's Den. But it's also the only thing Thousand Kane holds, so I am so confused. So fucking confused. Let's try to organize something. So, here are our troops. Every single one of these buttons is going to be a fucking tutorial, isn't it? They're not tutorializing anything, they're just dumping everything at you. You can swap units between troops, adjust their equipment, change their classes, or edit their names. You can also use Unbind Fates to dismiss mercenaries or monsters you have bound fates with. This action cannot be undone, so think carefully before unbinding fates. Up to 5 monsters can be added to a leader's troop, but the combined command of all monsters cannot exceed the leader's own command. Okay. So we have spare command. The bird is command 60. That's interesting. Equipment. You can adjust units' weapons, armor, and accessories. Oh my god. This tutorial is dog shit, dude. I think so, Blade. I'm not touching equipment yet. Change class. Once units reach a certain level, they can change their class. New skills that increase blah blah. Fighters and dragons can choose different paths when they change. What the fuck? After one path is chosen, the remaining. Change it to your size. So, okay, what? Nope. Fate binding. Here you can bind fates with leader units or monsters and add them to your forces. The amount of Mel necessary to bind fates will differ depending on the unit's class and level. If fate-bound units die in battle, they can be resurrected from this menu by spending Mel and using one of 2 resurrection items. Mercenaries require a Tome of Resurrection, while monsters require a Jewel of Resurrection. You can bind fates with mercenary leader units by spending Mel. Mercenaries will die if the HP reaches 0, so take care, there's a limit to the number of mercenary units you can bind fates with. So we have access to 3 types of monsters only, and as far as leaders go, we have access to the 3 that we've already seen before. Only 3 units can be part of a fight, so we're not adding shit nor fuck, right? And we don't need to resurrect anyone because everyone's alive. We have 6 seasons until the next event battle. What do we have here? We have Meha down here with an angel, Gankyong, and an Antiquella. Nullify status element, nullify status element, is immune to all status elements. What the fuck are you? A minor Antiquella type monster, dolls crafted by the artisans of that now host wandering spirits. Hidden blades are embedded throughout their bodies, ready to slice unwary foes. Mnemonic attack, needle arms. Your lancers? Okay. Weird. Makes any skill usable after moving. Oh. Oh. Increases MP consumption of skills by 100%. Ah, I see. I see the problem. Area evasion down. Reduce the evasion of all adjacent enemies. Headsman strike. A minor Ganchan type. Ganchan. This feels Gaelic, and I don't know how to pronounce Gaelic anything. The unsettling appearance bears a striking resemblance to the headless knights from a certain people's tale, imposing brutal the axis mode on foes. Like, is this supposed to be pronounced like Cuchulainn would be? So it's just Gun Cane? That's a new take on Headless Horseman. It's a take on Headless Horseman I actually like. This is cool. Can dragons come into the chat? I mean, if they can type. I would find that the larger the dragon, the harder it probably is to use a keyboard. Right? Like claw-wise. But, like, claws are pointy for a reason, and that reason is to press buttons on the keyboard. It's a headless horse, man! Mystical powers of these beings purify the battlefield, help those in need, their gentle magic can heal the wounded and punish. Okay, so this is our unicorn. Got it. That's our unicorn style. This base over here has 1 troop, so let's add more troops to this base so that Meha has staying power. First we need 2 leaders. A healer, an enchantress, an enchanter. Not what I would want to add whatso-fucking-ever. But let's go add an enchantress. I would like to add something that fights. Hold up, we have stuff over here, right? Can we fate bind a scout over here? We can fate bind a scout over here. We then just have to make them move. Right? That's it? Move troops. Here you can move troops between bases you hold in preparation for carrying out or defending against invasions. Troops can only invade from a base adjacent to the target. The same holds true for enemy factions making important station troops at bases bordering enemy territory. There is no limit to how many troops you can move at once, but only 3 troops can participate in each battle. Troops that are moved cannot attack until the following season, but they can defend the base they were moved to if it's attacked. Meaning we want 3 troops in every base. And then I can go over here, and I can go, A. They still have to move, that happens at the end of the turn, never mind. So hold up, can I undo this movement? If I grab a Dampier from here, as well as a bird... Right, I grab these 2. And then we go manage troops. There, and then we get a healer over there. Then that's fine, right? And we have an extra enchanter here because we could move them down to Allergene to have stuff there. Okay, I get it. Madeline over here has no stats whatsoever, so we need monsters for her. Big fan of you guys. You're cool too, and I guess she just gets the standard. This is a cool design. I actually love games that make you maintain garrisons. Really feels like it gives suboptimal characters the chance to show off in their own little way. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, I know exactly what you mean. I agree. So swap units. There you go. That doesn't work. You cannot command that many things, which means you have to go. How do I put you into standby? Remove. Okay. There we go. And then we have nothing that can command here at all. If I were to go into Fate Binding, command 30, command 60, command 40. How much do we have left? We have 38 remaining, which means we can add a Dampier to type F. In fact, we can add a Dampier basically anywhere, huh? I'm not particularly against that. Let's go do that. So we add like 3 Dampiers? We have the money for it. Change the Dampier for a bird? I'd much rather have the Dampier. I'd much rather have the Dampier, thank you. Oh, you don't matter. These are the 3 that... This is basically what type F is going to be traveling with, right? Change names? Wait, we can change type F? No. Well, ducklings, hold up, hold up, hold up. I'm opening the floodgates. 1 second. Opening the floodgates. They're open. Good luck, everybody. Can you change monster names? Maybe. Yes. But we're doing leaders. I'm only doing leaders. If we have like particularly standout monsters, then we're gonna do that, but I'm not gonna rename the basic monsters. I don't want to do that. Alright, so our scout over here is going to be to a 1 front way or get greedy. I think we need 3 leaders per base we own, Blade. I think that's what we're doing. So a lot. A lot. Our first leader is going to be Taco! Let's figure out the naming conventions. Well, that doesn't fucking work. Wait. No. It doesn't tell you what the maximum number of letters is, but it sure as fucking forces it. Great. There's a fox type monster called Dibs. I'm not doing Dibs, Maddie. We're doing the pond pull or nothing. I'm not doing the whole trying to keep in mind what everyone wants all the time thing. That's just leading to me forgetting and then someone getting mad. So we're not doing that. I was thinking 12-6 for holding, then another 3 each for 2 different fronts, but that could be bad. It depends on how many fronts we want to open up, right? But if we have 10 bases and all of them border enemies, then I will have 30 leaders minimum. So that's what we're doing. Our mage is going to be... Let's see. Misty! Misty, congratulations. Incredible ultra-violence. Be upon thee. So that's our first squad. This guy gets a name later. Ethan over here. What are you? You're a scout. You're a, like, rushing ninja thing. Next up we have... Kensei! Wonderful. And then on the other base... A Madeline over there is going to be Galondier. Wonderful. Very good. I wish we had anything, but 4 command is just nothing, huh? Okay, so we've done that. Now, base development. Here you can level up bases you hold using melon materials. Leveling up bases will increase the resources you automatically receive each season. Will also increase the fate bindable units and quests available at that base, as well as active unique base effects. Melon materials are needed to level up bases. Base effects available at certain base levels will activate as soon as the corresponding base level is reached. Some affect Fate Binding or Nifrom's Market, while others increase your stats in battle or offer other advantages. Okay, if an enemy faction seizes your base, it will be reset to level 1. To level up your base again, you will have to spend some materials and mel you did previously. Be sure to protect your base. Okay, don't lose your shit. We do not even come close to having the materials for this. So why look at it? We do not even come close to having materials for this, so I look at it. Quests! Here you can send troops on standby at a base on various quests for equipment, fields, or XP. Troops out on quests will be unable to invade or defend! This is gonna be a clusterfuck. Are you auto war with neighbors? No fucking idea. I don't know. I have no idea what our diplomacy status is. Supply runs will reward materials, necessary to level up bases, treasure hunts will reward equipment, class changer items, and training drills will reward experience to all units in the troop that participate. As the base levels increase, okay, quest results will be displayed at the end. For treasure hunts, the quest success rate will be displayed. The higher the success rate, the more likely you are to get rewards from the quest. And each unit has preference regarding quest location, selecting a troop with an icon that matches. Got it. So, Itsuki over here is kind of spare at the moment, so they can go on a supply run. Everyone else here isn't going anywhere, I don't think. Like, these are our main 3, right? So I don't think they're going anywhere. Supply run. You're not particularly good at this. Training drill. Quests over here. Get me some treasure. Training drill. Can you have dragons in the army? They did previously mention dragons. So there are definitely dragons. We currently don't have the ability to recruit those, but we might later. Right now, we do not. Battlefields. That's what that looks like. Nifrom's Market. Here you can buy and sell items or trade materials. Some items have a limited stock available for purchases, blah 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 blah. Trade options to exchange materials you have for others.
これはいらっしゃいませ。
Okay. Tomes and tomes. Tomes upon tomes upon tomes. Weapons. Steel, mostly. Okay. So we're on basic equipment. Trade exchanges things. In other words, oh no. Equipment. Oh. Okay. Everyone gets equipped separately. I just love dragons too much. I wouldn't have guessed coming from your name. Don't worry, I also was a dragon kid. So this sucks. This sucks shit. 1, 2, 3. So, gauntlets. What does a gauntlet do? It gives us HP and it gives us phys attack. Okay. Steel lances. Phys attack and phys defense. These stats are pretty minor. This is like 10% phys attack. Regardless though, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 gauntlets. 10 gauntlets because we have one already. And 3 spears.
Oh yeah. これはいらっしゃいませ。
Once again, I cannot stress how little this is for PC. Kid, I'm 33 years old. I was there once. Back when I was your age. Listen, some of us grow out of the dragons are cool phase, some of us never do. Those that don't, I envy you. I envy you. I wish I was still the bright-eyed, bushy-tailed youth that went like, yo, big lizard, go wah! I mean, I kind of still am. Big lizard still goes wah! What did I say? We needed 3 lances? Auto-equip sounds like it'll carry the generics. Gonna find good equipment to care about for the rest. Well, I fucking hope. Have you seen auto-equip? Have you seen auto-equip? Is that a thing? Yes! Yes, it is! But it's auto-equipped for the unit you're hovering over, so... Not for everyone. Cool. I want to cry. Why can I not sell? Why can I sell this one but not this one? I don't understand. Did I not buy? I thought I bought all the gauntlets. There are gauntlets, but... Oh, that's the buying option. I understand. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, you can buy from this menu. This makes it a lot better. This makes it a lot better. You can buy them from this menu. That's what this icon means. It's great that the game explained this. I love that they explain things. That's my favorite about the game. I wonder whether auto-equip can do that. It can't. It can't auto-buy everything. Man, I want to fucking cry. This is... I understand that that level of micromanagement is something that some people deeply desire. And I understand that mankind was a mistake. So that's all done. Birds. I guess for units that you're just going to rally, the equipment doesn't matter, right? I reckon. But for everyone else, you probably should. But I cannot tell you to what extent it is a mistake to go this deeply into equipping everyone now. Also, the fact that the buying option weirdly shifts into different slots is incredibly uncomfortable. Incredibly uncomfortable. I just forgot to explain all the important things. Yeah. Steel rope sounds kind of cool, right? It does sort of sound cool. So we've now spent all of our money equipping every single creature, except of course the other base. Yes, Alton. Especially once you have a large force. I think this is already a large enough force for this to be obnoxious. I already think this is annoying right now. Also, we're missing a Dampier. Damn it. Better not let any of them die. I reckon you do lose the equipment once they do. 6 seasons before an event. That isn't 6 seasons before an attack. The attack... Hold up, I need to get my interface back. There we go. The attack is happening after this. So, I don't know. Level 7? Oh no, that's remaining command level 3s. We could fight these idiots, right? Like, there isn't like an obvious target for us to fuck up, right? Like... Hey look, dragons! These are nifty. Can I look at them? Woo! Profile! A minor dragon-type monster able to fly. Valuable assets on the battlefield, they move freely while using their breath as a weapon. As they grow, they will evolve to favor fire, ice, or lightning. There we go, we found the dragon. Adorable. Does that mean if we take Ragnalesium? But why is this crossed out? Why is this crossed out? Why is this not crossed out? It doesn't really matter. Because we sent everyone a quest. You have frontline bases with no troops stationed. Do we? Oh, because everyone here is on a quest now? Is that the problem? An attack phase, you can order your faction's troops to invade. Open the menu of a base with troops. We don't have troops left. Never mind. I sent everyone on quests. Menu of an enemy. Certain bases will be marked as unable to be invaded. You cannot select these bases targets during an attack phase. In story mode, these bases may become able to be invaded after you progress. Okay. You can select which troops to deploy. Gotcha. We're not doing any of that. We're going to be invaded and immediately lose the game. I understand. Units that you set behind to defend should not be going on quests. That makes sense. Once the attack phase ends, the invasion phase will begin. All factions' troops will carry out an invasion order they receive. If you gave invasion orders to any of your troops, these invasions will be carried out first. If 2 or more factions attempt to invade the same base, or if troops from 2 bases attempt to invade each other, only the faction who gains right of attack will carry out their invasion. The stronger faction's invasion forces, the easier it will be for them. If a base you hold is invaded, a defense battle will take place. Losing a battle will result in you retreat from the base it took place at. Yep. And if the guy next to us invades us now, we're immediately losing the game.
海沿いの人たちを苦しめてるのはあなたたちだよね。黄色の陽光弾の名にかけて。
I'm sorry, that is smug pirate child, and that's fantastic.
海賊が物をぶんどって何が悪いんだよ。あんまりうるさく言うならお仕置きしちゃう。
Found the best character in the game. Unfortunately, I think she's dead. Yep. Never mind. Okay. Oh, we're killing the Ironsmith people because we're fairies, okay. And they did win. Talentis fall. Okay. So these are all the other main factions, huh? The, interesting... Hi! Huh? What? Neuron activation. Isn't that noticeable? Is it that noticeable? Unfortunately, they're now gone. One of your CCN characters got into the game. Unfortunately, she's dead now, so that's a shame. Brigand. This is the first of the non-playable campaign factions. Mind you, all of the factions are playable in faction mode, but for story mode, this guy, I think, isn't one of them. Okay. We're gonna go through this slightly faster because holy shit, this takes forever. Maybe that they flee to another faction. What do you think this is? Pokemon Conquest? Alright, we didn't get invaded. We didn't get invaded. Training 150, 150, 50. That's because we need different levels. Gotcha. Great result. This was not worth doing. We need like 200 per item. This wasn't worth doing at all. We got a light sphere though. There are all our levels. That was a lot of levels. Always wanted to play Pokemon Conquest. Pokemon Conquest is fucking great, Blade. I wish they made another one. It is a really, really unironically fantastic game. Pokemon Conquest is what the Pokemon Company can do if they try. Unfortunately, they haven't tried in a while. Places where your bases can be invaded are marked with an exclamation mark on the world map. Be sure to organize your troops to defend vulnerable bases. Okay, so nowhere right now? Oh, this is drag. Wonderful. This is click to drag. So we can't be invaded. No, we can be invaded. Right there. So they're going to be invading us. Let's go manage our troops over here. Kensei has just moved over. And Kensei has 60 command now. Well, no, Kensei's always had 60 command. Let's add... Wait, do we have a healer? We do not have a healer. Let's go give Kensei a healer. Command is 75. Never mind. Kensei isn't getting a healer. 80. Oh. Oh. We have a problem. Never mind. Never mind. Instead, you're getting 2 puppets. Good luck. There we go. So this is going to be our defensive formation for that invasion. And then we're going to try and attack Ruchenbach. We can't attack Thousand Cane. God, the names. But this is clearly like the one they want us to attack. We could attack here. Smug. Also, that's an open wound, maybe? Smug, standard, and old. Cool. Cool creature design. Fishy? Yo, Fishy's in the game. Let's go. Sick. Some of the creature designs are incredibly cool. Well, good luck, everybody. You'll need it. We can't develop anything for shit, right? So why don't we buy everyone some equipment? I think that's all we're doing here. We found a light sphere. That's nifty. And I believe you are a spellcaster more than anything, huh? Never mind, you fuck all, you're a healer. So that doesn't matter. I like accuracy more than I like power. And because we're about to go into like a fight, and I'm pretty sure a fight we're not favored in, we might need to go a bit heavier on the equipment for everyone. You have everything, the dolls still need equipment. You are basically just healers, right? So you might be a bit more chill on the need for equipment. The dolls, on the other hand, definitely need something. Okay. Let's give you strength. Honestly, let's give you agility necklaces. I feel like I'm fucking with that more. Now we're broke. And the face. And if I understood correctly, we can now tell these guys to attack down here. And we're going to be sending type F, we're sending Taco, and we're sending Misty. When it's a story battle and when it's not. You see at the top where it says seasons until event battles? We have 5 more turns, basically. 5 more iterations of this for there to be a story battle. And then you need to trigger it manually as well. You have to click on one of your cities and then it says like, hey, here is that story battle you're triggering. So nothing we're doing right now is part of the story. It's all about just gaining power and setting up. That's how. It's a decoration. It might be, but like the blood drop, like the amulet beneath it makes it look like it, right? Okay, so that's going. Invasion time. Second one just seems bad. Well, if you're overcapping AC, if you're overcapping AC, then you might as well, right? AC, that's armor class. We're actually calling ourselves... I'm still mad about this. We're actually calling ourselves the Resistance. I didn't pick this faction to play the fucking Resistance. I picked the evil faction that said we're the evil faction to play the evil faction. Maddening. Maddening. Invasion of Ruchenbach. Ruchenbach, if you are so inclined. Defeat all enemy units, all allied units are defeated. Okay. So this is extermination. So what are we actually... Oh. Battlefields may feature obstacles that impede your movement. Some obstacles can be destroyed to clear the way for your forces. These obstacles have an HP bar and will be destroyed when you reach 0. Some obstacles grant buffs or inflict debuffs, and some will even attack units. You can see the characteristics of an obstacle when you move over it. This is a turret. Uh-oh. Attack power 150, huh? Hi. Ooh. Very cool. Very vampire, right? Like, this is Vampire the Faction. Fuck yes. Like, I like a lot of the creature design. What I don't like is the fact that I don't get to do my fucking setup. But that's a different problem. So let's figure out how we want to do this. There's so much going on my field already, and it's just like, why? Rally me one of the Dampiers. This one or this one? Rally me this one. We can rally and move. Okay, great. And then you get to rally the bird. Wait there. Okay. And everyone else now just moves forward. God. Can we make like a united front? Can we get everyone into a front of some description? So Dampiers first, birds behind that, unicorns behind that. It'll take a while before we rally, but I don't see a turn timer. That'll be very interesting to see, Blade, yeah. Especially because I'm still convinced that turtling is the way to go, so I don't know whether they're gonna come to me. I'm gonna tell you right now, if the AI is worth anything, it will wait there. It will wait for me to fall upon it, instead of coming out to meet me. And that's exactly what they're doing. Okay. Very cool. It's gonna take us a couple turns to, like, set up and then march. But getting through the gates is gonna be a nightmare? We don't really have to get through the gates, if we're being honest, right? We don't really have to do that. So we don't have artillery to deal with this. Ramparts... Theoretically, if we get our mage over here, we can shoot at this. There's a world where that's true. Let's give it the turn that I said we were going to take. To get everyone into position. End turn. Does the vampire buffing skill last long? It lasts as long as they're rallied, right? Not come to us and maintain their defensive positions. No, that's a good thing. I'm glad they're not. However, our mage knows how to fly, so... We'll see how well they're actually doing in a second. We know that their threat range is kind of whatever, right? Like... Why can I not go... I don't know. Maybe standing... Like, if we can stand there with the mage... Like, it'll take turns to get there is the problem, right? Because we cannot move and attack. If we had the Headless Horseman creature, we could. How much HP does one of these things have? 500. That makes them tankier than most enemy units and also deal more damage than most enemy units. I have no idea how we're breaking that. Leave this to you, you got this? Oh, I hope so. They're certainly not moving anywhere. Oh, the Rain Blood skill? Blood Rain. 3 tiles, 3 turns. You know, you have an interesting... Can't do that. And we can't... What's the closest we can get before this gets fucky? There. That's the line. This is the line. Let's move to that line. I already forgot what the line was. The line is 2 in front of our caster. This is the line. If we go further than this, we have to fight. However, hold up. I have a plan. I have a very silly, dumb, no good plan. It's actually maybe not that very silly, no good. Unicorn Spine, they don't even need to be that far, that close. But we're gonna try and bait them. Goad them out to slaughter. Bird there, bird there. Don't let the mage go by themselves. Do the towers counter when attacked? It doesn't seem so. The tower description currently only says that at the start of their turn, they fire at a single invading unit if there are any within range. So here's the idea. We cannot blood rain the tower. Never mind. The idea is dead. And flying movement does not mean you can fly over walls. Huh. 150 attack power means that any unit we put in there... 150 means we take, what, 80 damage per tower on type F? Meaning they can kind of like... we have no way to engage this, what the fuck? Wait, what the hell? Let this be the test. Misty, good luck. Good luck, girly pop. $128. Our fist defense is 22. Damage is just power minus defense. Good. Am I intending to stay here and just do this? Ugh, that's disgusting, actually. That is so much mana spent. We have what, like 3 heals per unicorn? No, we have 2 heals per unicorn. That's it. And then we're out. Huh. Blood Rain is a healing ground effect. Shall we read Blood Rain together? Applies Blood Rain to a single tile located within 3 tiles for 3 turns. When starting a turn in Blood Rain, Vampire and Gancane type units recover 10% of their health, while other units receive damage equal to 10% of their max HP. This does not read your allies heal, your enemies take damage. This reads get fucked. So unfortunately, no. I mean, eventually we just kind of have to commit to this, right? The question is whether we want to do this or whether we want to send one of the leaders in. Like, they're just going to die if we do that, no? They're just going to fucking die? One thing we don't really know yet is how killy the game expects us to be with our units, right? We don't really know how much the game expects us to trade units in and out. I'd much rather not spend half my mana on this. You need to be there. You need to be there. I really don't know. Move in front, cast the skill on yourself, and if the DPS gets too high, retreat a tile so the offense takes the damage on pushing. Affit, the current problem is that I think they can one-turn us. Blood Rain heals at the start of the turn. Casting it there and forsaking the attack. Like, we're obviously casting it now because we don't have anything better to do with these 2 vampires, right? But casting it on a unit that I expect to not live until the start of the next turn, which is the entire conundrum, feels a bit worthless, no? Like, as always, the maxim is, if you're trying to backseat tactics, please be correct. Instead of, like, this half-baked dog shit that you come up with. Ugh. Awful. We're also going to be casting it exactly there. Gaelic Woods, no, the Gay Kane units are the Headless Horseman type enemies we can recruit on the other side. So now we're gonna get bullied to hell. Shoots a bird, shoots a scout. Rally Inc. How much? 129. We're already living better than I thought we would. He's lost all color. Hi, Avora. Cool dodge. We're not dead anymore. My worst fear is that we also bait the right side group. We've got everyone in. Never mind. Never mind. Everyone's collapsing. We're going with everyone. This need not be a bad thing. Wait. This need not be a bad thing. Technically, we can hold on 2. What does Blood Rain do? Blood Rain at the start of turn heals vampires and Headless Horsemen and does 10% damage to everyone else. That is the thing we've been talking about the entire time. Hey Alex, how you doing? We do need to retreat Taco. And I want this tower gone. The tower's gone. This has opened up many a problem. But it has also enabled us to do this. We could now jump that unicorn. I will open myself up to like all of this. But their unicorns are just sitting there right now, right? What? Zones of control, of course I can't move there. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Why I can't move there, however... I don't yet know. Hold up. Venom. Minor damage. Chance to poison. Just poisons. I can't quite figure out how I want to hold this. How I want to try and hold this, rather. This just gets us mega bonked on, right? And I'm sort of okay with that to an extent, but I need this tower gone. This tower has to die. That is the one thing we must have gone right now. It's gonna open us up to enemy attacks for a turn. Because right now we're vulnerable on more tiles than that. But that has to be okay. And we're gonna pull Kensei back by a tile. We don't need full. The end goal is to hold these 2 tiles, by the way. And then just brawl. Like, that's the end goal. We hold these tiles. Maybe we hold these tiles, actually. Hold up. We hold these 3 tiles, and then we're just brawling. Until one side runs out of mana. Okay. Hey, Adrelian. Yeah, the game's sound balance is a thing. The game does have a sound balance. This is awful because they're obviously light-based. I'm kind of inclined to throw these Dampiers, like, into the wind. Like, this guy's dead, right? There is no world in which this Dampier doesn't die. What if... Oh, hold up. What if... bird. This is gonna be the least artistic siege you've ever witnessed. And type F needs to live through 3 attacks. Like, there's no artistry in this whatsoever. This is just brute force. I like that a lot. I'm pretty sure that unicorns are running out of mana before ours, although they have more. How are you feeling that cost? I need them for a crit. That's annoying. I need them for the movement. I'm also okay with that cost, because we don't have access to ranged units and our melee range is already crowded as all fuck, so it doesn't really matter. We are now surrounded. So that Dampier is just dead as all hell, yeah. There's the type F attacks. Holy crap! We have a problem now. I didn't expect the first one to hit like this. Here's the second one. Only bash. Missed. Cool. We're healing at least. Poison! They do have that, don't they, huh? Missed. That's cool. Alright, time to set up. It is time to do the setting of the up. So, over here. Unicorn. Over here. This one. We have nothing, right? We have nothing at that range. This Dampier is just forfeit. We accept that. I think we accept that. Wait. Pretty sure we can live. I don't think a set of 2 kills there at all. Bird comes out. You know, they're gonna be sitting on that tile, right? They might as well take damage for it. Oh no, wait, no, not like this. This unicorn down here, we're holding a turn with the healing. This Dampier over here, there's another Blood Rain. Yeah, this is gonna be a long grind. And I don't know whether we can win it. I have no idea whether we can win this. We don't refresh mana on level ups. The other problem that we're going to be dealing with is the poison casts. I have no idea how that one's going to go. And then we're just flare casting, right? One thing I can tell you already is, one thing I do not like whatsoever at the moment is this. This guy looks sick as hell, right? Look at this cool dude. His combat sprite is just a generic scout. That is for sure a named character, and her combat is just a female scout. Why the fuck do the named cool characters have generic sprites? The fuck? Huh? Why is that? He screams for he does not know. We're just trading Misty mana for Unicorn mana right now. The problem is they still have 2, 4, 5, 6 heals left. I have no idea how good poisoning is. We're gonna find out in a second. Eventually they run out of unicorns, yeah, but are we running out of frontline before that happens? Let them come to you? No, absolutely. That's absolutely what's happening here. This is why we've set up like this. We can't take any more damage over there. We're pretty clear now. Medica, wonderful. If they waste this on Medica. We've lost the vampire we knew we were gonna lose. Cute. That did fuck all. But now both of the unique leaders are now on front. $63 damage on poison. Or is that what they took from the blood? I do not know. He screams for he does not know. We're gonna take 126 back. They can't crit us. Okay, as long as we hit. This is our unicorn here target. We need Kensei to stay alive. That's not Kensei, that's Taco. Hidden genes. Quack, indeed. I didn't pop by when he started this game. Permadeath for units? Yes and no. Yes and no. Some units perma-die, others have resurrection items. There's mercenaries and dragons and weird stuff, and they all have different rules, and honestly, I don't. Alright, that is 2 out of the 4 unicorns gone. 2 unicorns removed. Very cool. They lose the whole troop when their leader dies, exactly. And their second leader is also in front, and their third leader is also coming up. This unicorn will be renamed to Lalafell. I'm sorry I don't make the rules, I just make them. Wacky, that's one way to describe it. A bit much is the way that I would. Have some poison. Have some disarm. They really sent their leaders into the kill box? They did. They did do that. Okay. We had to miss one of them eventually. Okay. You see why I desperately wanted to get rid of the towers so we can actually just sit here, right? Good early counter. Good job, Taco. You can heal all you want. I think we can 100 to 0 them. We don't have genes anymore. That's the problem, right? Like, we're out of mana for genes now. Mana in general is a big problem. I saw one of the enemy units has like a regen mana around you character earlier in one of the fortresses we looked at. I think the dragon guys on the right had that. We might need something like that. Because I definitely favor like protracted turtle battles like this, right? This is definitely my favorite style of fighting. And I would like to do it more. You are... What element are you? You're wind element? That's what this means, right? Like, we're offensive element fire, defensive element fire, and they're offensive element wind, defensive element wind. Yeah. Are we emerging now, though? Wondering how future maps are gonna look. Yes. I'm struggling with that exact description a little bit because right now we're really just like bare knuckle brawling. And that's like not the most interesting way to play tactics. Was there pre-battle look at the map, or was it just go? It was just go, and on top of that, there was no pre-battle setup whatsoever. This is bad. Uh-oh. So little struggle there. We are almost out of mana. We are now out of mana. That was the last bit we had. How much is Medica? 50. Never mind. No Medica. Was that person named Taco? Yeah, we named people. You're not currently poisoned, you're just attack down. Miss the poison, next shot. Never mind. Blood drain there. But you are absolutely right, that is Taco. Well, let's see how this holds. We have definitely run out of sustain now. And they haven't. They have 2 unicorns left with mana. And that's a problem. Unless, of course, they just do that? What the fuck? What was that supposed to... They don't have unicorns left. Never mind. We're good. Huh? Ooh. Ooh. There's the Oni. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. No, that is an Oni bash. They had a bash, an Oni bash. So all we need to do, in theory and in practice, all we need to do is kill this guy. If we kill this guy, we win. However, I currently do not know how we're killing this guy. I'm unawares of the hows of it all. Okay, that lives. Do we have range? You are neutral element. Never mind, Misty's here. Misty just does damage. That's pretty nice. We only have hits and nothing else. Oh, we should have probably weakened. Honestly, that's probably better. You know what? Weakening here is very likely just better. Could have done this at the start of turn. Poison. No more mana. Oops. Can say back. Vampire up front. There's no way you're fighting that Oni. No mana, no mana, no mana. Unicorns are out. I repeat, we've run out of unicorns. The tanks run dry. Oh, does that put us into range? With poison and everything, this might put us into Oni range. Oh no. Oh, they missed. Oh, they missed. Give me that delicious, delicious HP. Okay. Inhaled garlic bread? I would love to inhale garlic bread. And that should now be it. Misty's out of mana. No more spells. Nothing left. Kill. Is that a crit? And there's no animation for that? It's just the normal I am very disappointed when it comes to animations. I'm very disappointed when it comes to animations. Everyone gets a shit ton of XP, that's cute. And thus did noblesse exalté fall. We're not the people doing the research! We got kicked out! The enemies are even treating us as... Oh. Oh, I see. Disappeared? Appears to have fled the area, but we can still find them. Oh. Leaders from other factions. You may also be able to bind fates with leaders units from fallen factions. The base at which these characters are available will change each season but can be seen on the world map. Oh. Okay, that's cool. That's very cool. Org phase. We can be invaded from here. That's it, right? That's the only thing that can invade us. We have troops stationed at Elegene. Rukenbach can also be invaded from Kerheim. Rukenbach, however, currently houses our entire fucking army. So bring it, assholes. Let's see what we can recruit here. New unit, PogChamp. New unit, PogChamp. Fiend. Troop element shift dark. Shifts element of this unit in troop to dark. So once we eat them, we become dark element. Nagraz down. So we don't want to do that. Claws of darkness. Curse weaken gravity. Decrease the evasion. This is underwhelming. What's their command value? 85? For what? What the fuck? Your stats are comparable to a Dampier. This isn't interesting whatsoever. This is 105 power? I mean, I guess that hits. I guess that hits too. 100 mana though? Oh, this can stun. Raw stats? Definitely not raw stats. It's curse. It's absolutely curse. The raw stats are whatever. But you have 2 casts of this. 120 power, range 1 to 2, 50% stun chance. It's this. Okay. Okay. But 85 command, like from where I'm standing right now, is a monstrous requirement. An absolutely monstrous requirement. I don't know. Like, we certainly don't have the capacity for that anywhere anyway. We could drop a bird on type F to make that happen. No, even then we're not there. We could drop a bird on Taco. We should drop a bird on Taco. I'm getting one of them. Going. Ooh, that looks cool. And as for leaders, we have Yajiro. This is one of the leaders from a fallen faction. Battle Strike, Valiant Strike, Yajiro style, Flowing Slash. So we could get an actual named commander. We do need more people. Command 162. Price? 25,000. I see. I see. For the small cost of all your funds and most of your command, you can have a little guy. 25k for like a named leader. I wouldn't be opposed to that. I'm actually kind of tempted. Akunoichi's just scouts. Ambush reterrain, they're not. Ignore Zok, they're birds. They're birds. Minor damage to a single adjacent enemy, deals skill, also blah. Okay, that's just a normal skill. 100 power isn't minor, but okay. Applies even ground to self for 3 turns. Movement on all terrain is equal to that on plain tiles while in this state. I'm starting to learn that even ground doesn't mean you can ignore obstacles, which is what I thought flying was. It's not. Hey, Endark. Let's check what Mr. Butler has over here. Also 25k. Ionis. Early counter. So he's just a better scout, but a named version. Rogue's Kick, full speed ahead, and Butler's Offering. Slightly restores MP to a Slightly restores MP to a single adjacent ally. So slightly, I don't know what that means, but it does cost us 70, which means we only have 2 casts of this. We have 2 casts before we run dry. Thinking. What are we spending our money on this turn? You're holding in case these come in, right? Like, I'm tempted to try and invade this, but... What do we have here? Base info. Never mind, that doesn't do shit for me. We would be surrounded, but we can just jump them. Fascinating. Three out of all of these are fighting me. I mean, the obvious answer is these 3, right? We could also invade this. Hi. Hi. Smart detective style? Yo! Yo, you're cool as fuck. What the hell? The mustache to end all mustaches? Let's go. Chief of the Centaurs? Her name's Karen. Live with it. 10% chance to reduce damage received from physical attacks by 50, increase damage by 40% on countering. Oh, you are frontline idiots, huh? That makes for an interesting tank. Interesting. What do the fairies do? The pixies. Restores MP by 5% at the start of a turn. So that's how we get mana, but only on leader units. Mischievous Kick, Power, Insight, Silence. These are buffs. That's frightening. Well, like, these are frightening. They have a ton of command. Command 40, command 20, never mind. Command 35. I assume you have shots. I would like access to ranged units. I would like access to ranged units of some description. But like then we are so very, very deep in everywhere territory, huh? Do we see stats yet? We have not. That's a very good point. Let's have a look. Roselstein. Recovery boost C. Increase recovery amount by 20% when blah. Hour of Bloodletting. Increase HP recovery amount by 100% when using Drain Attack. So we heal for twice the amount of Drain Attack. We are just a Dampier. We're just a Dampier with hot stats. I'm not against a Dampier with hot stats. In fact, I'm not against that at all. You're now part of the main troop. Congratulations. Please do not resist. I don't know who you're replacing. You're probably not replacing Misty, because Misty is way too good. But we might be... Ah, but we really wanted to do that, huh? We could do this. And then we need new people for Taco. We definitely need new people for Taco. Misty's like the only reliable damage. No, Misty's our only range damage. But also magic can't be dodged. Yeah, fair point. Fair point. Which means I want another frontliner. We are really desperate for backline, yeah. We're really desperate for backline. We can't recruit it anywhere. And we cannot... We can check. Fates bindable in Diminue are exactly Lancers and Gankane, so there's nothing interesting for us there. Hunters and Centaurs. This would be where we get our range units. These are our ranged units. Do I trust myself to invade that? That feels scary. We're next to 2 different main named empires after that. For the story mode, there are 6 different factions in Dralion. For the skirmish quote-unquote mode, there are 24. So yeah, you pick a faction. Here, hold up. Let me save real quick. Let me save real quick and then like put this to main screen to show you. Go to title. Let me show you. So for our story, we've got access to Dragonhall Greatlands, Scarlet Dawnbringers, Land of the Azure-Eyed Queens, Fey Village of Repose, the very aptly named Samura clan, where we just forgot a letter and said, fuck it, send. And I am mad at this, but okay. The Land of Profane Research. This is what we're currently playing, only that the game lied to us. However, for mission mode, there's also Alganacht, Ragnar Ritters, Rashana. Wow, the Chuni faction, my dude. Damn. Damn. We're just like a fucking couple of Chuni kids setting up at a hot topic. Let's go. Thousand Kane. Oh, there's the Mafia guy. The Shugen clan, which hi. Great UN. Okay. This hat caught me off guard. I'm sorry, what? Kermuin, Dirgia, Nomonosos. Oh, we're like doll crafters and shit. Interesting. Noblesse Exaltée, the ones we just killed. The Ebony Fang. The guy on the top right is me if I realize that I ran out of lasagna. The Arcus Air Caravan. Cool. Sontria. The Lionhearts, the ones that they're already dead, unfortunately. Grody. Ooh, the Mage faction. Acarcia. You know what you did. Talentees, they're also already dead in our campaign. And Brigand, which are also already dead. Arcus is just Sky Striker. Wait. No? Zero resemblance to Sky Striker, by the way. Like, we've got pilot uniforms and like little like pilot goggles and like a lot of belts and pouches. Sky Striker. What the fuck? Absolutely not. Alright, let's continue where we left off. Stay safe, Taco. We're getting Sis back on the team. I feel that has to happen. Like, I fucking hope so, because right now we're playing the Fraud faction. Right now we are absolutely playing the Fraud faction. I'm getting this idiot on the team. Thousand Kane? Yeah, the Mafia guy, the Angel girl, and the Demon guy, right? Only that they're probably not recruitable at all, because in the story they vanished. Also, we cannot attack Thousand Kane, because that's a story lock. Here, hold up, let me show you again. So anything that is crossed out, we cannot attack because it's part of the narrative. We cannot attack Thousand Kane because, like, Evil Dad just attacked it, right? So we can't go there. But we can look at the fates there, and we can see Fighters, Dragons, Sisters, Ashwolves, Gancanes, and Scouts. Interestingly enough, hold up. Dampiers, Rooks, blah 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 blah. Hunters, Fiends, Ice Golems, Sages, and Yurgoths. And then what's down here at the end? We cannot base develop for shit. Fighters, Lacertiane, those are the tank lizards. Yurgoths as well, Ministers, and Rooks. Okay. So it's just familiarity. What makes you a fraud? We picked the evil science faction that does evil science. After the first mission, we get killed and kicked out of evil science faction. And now the evil science faction is going around doing evil science, but we are now playing with the good guys. Which isn't what I fucking picked. So, you know, really happy about that one. Real happy about that one. I want to get an attack squad going. So, our attack squad is going to be... We don't need to bind a Dampier, right? Which means this Dampier just exists. Misty also doesn't need a Dampier. If Misty had 2 more command, we'd give her a Demon 2. And then just send her with Demon Go. Yeah. However... You down here. Can I can buy from the other... okay, no, never mind. I can buy from the other menu. I can't bind from this, though. I would like to... Oh. We can't get unicorns over here, of course. Of course we cannot. Huh. The 6 story factions are the resistance. Yeah, it doesn't say that on faction selection, though, huh? Hence why this is the fraud faction. We also kind of don't need the bird here. Like, we don't need a lot of things here. I would like another unicorn. In fact, I think if given the option, I'd get 2 more unicorns. I would probably just get 2 more unicorns. And then be done with it. We also kind of don't need this bird on Misty. No, I do like the bird on Misty. We don't have anything else to bind on her, right? And we're definitely not rallying Dampiers. We're also not rallying unicorns. What we want to rally on Misty is the 5% mana per turn creature. Do monsters still evo? No idea. We're not at that part. Not at that part. However, I've learned a thing. We could be Duskimera or Duskimera. This doesn't branch. Okay. This doesn't branch. That's not a choice, that's just an upgrade. Oh. So they can evolve, but... Oh. Huh. I was hoping for, like... You know, options? Okay, that's boring. Oh, we can't do it anyway, we don't have the levels for it. Let's... So, one thing I've learned from the last fight is that a bunch of our units are doing all the heavy lifting. Few numbers of our units are doing the heavy lifting, and those need equipment. Let's give them equipment. These are the ones that our Vampire just dropped as they died. So we do retain our equipment when a unit dies. This menu is very bad. Very, very bad. Let's do that. A res option in the recruit menu? Yes. Let's have a look real quick. Resurrection. We could resurrect this Dampier for 880. We could bring him back if we wanted. I think we're posturing here for a little bit, buffing this group up, and then we're jumping on Kernween or Kerdheim. If someone else doesn't do it first. We've got defenses where we need them. I don't know how aggressive the game wants us to be. Well, they certainly are. I guess the more we hold, the better. For resource generation, right? Okay, I'm fucking shipping these two. It's pronounced Daphne. Also, none of them? Dampier? What? Oh, they don't have characters to talk about. Never mind. These don't get characters. Okay, we can... Lomonossos? The Witchcrafter people? The what? Like, so far the attacker is the one that wins every time, huh? Normal thing for Smug Child to say, very normal thing, yeah? Oh! Okay. Council Vote is scary! It is! Hence why you now get invaded. Well, that means their troops are gone, right? So jumping on Kerheim should be relatively chill now? $30K. I'm much more interested in seeing how the troops have changed. Greater purges emerged in research in a temporary lab not far from Thousand Crane. This is whimsical music played on top of an angel and a demon that are being experimented on by an evil doctor. This is the wrong background sound. This should have been us. Help. Such joy as we conduct inhuman experiments. Ah, whimsical. The doctor's having whimsy, yeah. These two are adorable, by the way. When you got abducted for experiments, did they kill your parents? Because giving you names like this, I think they should be dead. That's the thing about orphans, they attack when you least expect them? For both him and his sister, whenever a VA is trying to pronounce the name, they're pronouncing something, but definitely not what's written. Like, absolutely not even close to what's written. Like, they spell his name as Fluel, but pronounce it as Fuji. Exactly, right? Like, huh? Why bother? Why fucking bother in that case? Oh, we're not recruiting another large leader right now. We're definitely not doing that. Ketamine, what happened? Okay, Scary Lady is still here, and Karen is here. God, this is so... The fact that they have so many range units is what's making them spooky, right? The lizards having 500 HP also means we cannot attack them. Like, not reasonably anyway. I might have changed my mind on wanting to attack that. But the only other thing we can attack is this. And like, look at this clusterfuck. What do these do? Mermaids. Aquatic specialist increase damage for 5% critical rate by 10% when on water terrain. Skills. Whatever. Range 1. This, however, is a range. Everyone has range creatures, but we don't. Dude, everyone has range. That means the fight style that we just picked in order to attack that one city, we cannot repeat that. We cannot repeat that. So how do we break this? How do we break them? How do? I don't know. I legitimately do not know. We need more dudes, is one take. But in order to get more dudes, we would need to Fate Bind over here. 35k. Definitely can't afford that. I'll have a mage and I'll have a scout. There we go. And then these three are going on an adventure. And the adventure is Fate Bind, a bunch of unicorns. Seems scary to commit to. The numbers seem really uncertain. I don't even think that works. Crazy scary assassin squad that just breaks past barriers would be interesting. However, there's only so many tiles we have to attack from, right? That's the problem. Only so much we can go from. If we had any amount of range, we could hold the line much easier. However, we just flat out don't. So, how are we going to deal with this? And the answer is I don't know. We don't need anything else, right? Like this will be enough. So Jessica's going to go down there. Quest-wise. Have fun. And you should probably also get creatures. Oh my god, this menu, this fucking menu, I swear. That's 80. Like, our range is currently damn pure poison casting. That's all we have, right? I believe you're going to be attacked during invasion. And what would give you that insight? What makes you think that? You're going to go train, and then Jessica's going to move down. So in between, is that because that's the two type of movies there are? Over here, we can't send them on train because we just kind of have to sit here and wait. Right? Because if they come in, that's a problem. But base development is out of the question because we do not have the materials for it. And it also doesn't matter. So, what is it we're actually doing? We are checking the rest of our equipment off, right? That's our front line. We just need to make everything else work. Not really big on the steel lance, but so be it if that's all we have. Double int. We're really banking on the big hit of that. And then int affects heal amount, but it doesn't affect mana. The problem is mana. We don't have that. This shouldn't matter. This, however, will. Let Misty actually hit harder. And then quests. We are sending Vampiric Garden, Magic Ore. We do need Magic Ore. That doesn't line up though. Do we have anyone that does line up with it? We can send Yajiro to shit, right? Like, totally. Training. Doesn't line up, that's good enough though. Big prayer that curse carries, yeah. What does it make you want to play Last Remnant? I don't know. Not much makes me want to play Last Remnant. Last Remnant is one of those games that's fantastic, and then you unfortunately have to like interact with this experience system. And that makes the game a lot less interesting. That's 3 levels. No invasions. We're hoping for enemy troop movement, like any troop movement. None to be had. In fact, they just moved a bunch of people back from Fayfield. Because they just recruited 1 billion people at level 7? Huh. This sucks. Right? Like a lot?
What?
That's not just me?
Okay, look, the game I suggested 4 months ago. Lol, I know this would have gotten covered regardless.
Furthan! I didn't make Jessica move. I forgot to make Jessica move. Hello, Furthan! Thank you for the 66. The guy suggested 4 months ago. I mean, I wasn't gonna cover it. Furthan, I wasn't gonna cover it at all. So, I don't know. I don't know about that one. You know what the best we got? The best we got, and this annoys me to no extent, is this. We give Henry more troops, and then we send Henry on training. There, that's the best we got. Itsuko. Goes there. And then same thing here as last time. Only this time we can actually afford troops on people that are doing things. Yajiro has 160 capacity, right? So, what are you? I would like if this is what's speeding up, actually. I will say the menuing is excessive. This is definitely a game for people that really like menuing. I can tell you that for a fact. Definitely the equipment here. I still don't know whether I should value agility over strength, but we'll just go with it. You're equipped. You probably don't matter when equipped, but just in case. We're still just kind of like trying to get everyone ready to go. What if poison is the thing that makes this Dampier interesting? Let's cast some poison. Misty is set. How you handle the inventory later down the line if you get more and more units is beyond me. I don't know what they expect you to do with this. Like, it's monstrous how much equipment they expect you to have. The RPG, this is barely an RPG. It's an RPG in the sense that, yeah, you're playing a role, which doesn't make it an RPG. This is a mixture between a tactics and a grand strategy game. And it's... Grand strategy games by themselves, obviously known for being very menu heavy. Of course. This one, however, excessively so. We're gonna make them supply run, and they're gonna be happy about it. And then for... movement is in the previous phase. Oh, fuck! There is no movement phase. We move in that phase. We're getting attacked this turn. Okay. Alright, we get a defensive battle. Let's see. That's all we have. Let's see what a defensive battle looks like. Classic clicker game. Clicker games don't define themselves by the amount of clicks you have to make. That's not what a clicker game is whatsoever. So, no, not that either. That's a really funky looking city. I like it. However, do we have the same defensive benefits as our opponent earlier? Survive 12 turns. But what, I don't get towers? What? What the fuck do you mean? Huh? So we don't get defensive towers at all. Told you be invaded. If you want to be smug about this, you said it last turn, and we didn't get invaded last turn. So no, you didn't tell me. You were wrong. You then just proceeded to not pay attention and figured, ah, look, I told you, streamer. Streamer, I told you so. Yeah, you didn't, though. Once again, at least try to be right if you're trying to pull shit like this. So we don't have towers, defensive towers. We have towers, but they don't do the thing. Maybe you need to man the towers? You definitely did not. We saw that already. That is not a thing. We also have multiple entrances we need to defend. And more importantly, we don't get to tell our units where to go. We don't get... Oh my god, this sucks. Listen, I'm... Chat, we need to talk. We need to talk. We're gonna play this battle, and then I think I'm ending stream for today. There's so much about this that pisses me the fuck off, right? We don't get to, like, put our units down. The game auto-deploys all of our shit. I feel the bounce, yeah, I bounced an hour ago. I've been trying to not be negative about it, but holy shit. We don't get to deploy our units in a tactics game. We don't get to make a defensive formation whatsoever. We don't get to fuck with the battlefield in any way, shape, or form. So far, we've not seen anything that fucks with positioning whatsoever. All we've seen is pretty straightforward brawl skills. Really cool named units have generic sprites. Okay, this is not a battle to show that off in, unfortunately. The animations for units fighting are bare bones to non-existent. Actually, they're pretty much non-existent. The faction we picked isn't actually the faction we get to play. Anyone got any positives so far? The story animations look cool. I like those. The unit variety seems to be definitely up there. I don't know. That's all I got. That's all I have so far. Please add to the list if you find anything. They have 1 billion mermaids, right? So they can go through here. They can go through river. The battlefields are large. Large and empty. The battlefields are large and fucking devoid of any interesting features so far. The game is definitely designed for PC, and not designed for PC. It's definitely designed for console, and it handles like a console game. It controls like a console game. It handles like one. The menus are console, basically console only. We do have mouse controller, as you can see, so that's cool, but that's a bare fucking minimum. And I dare not judge that on that basis, because holy shit. If we make that a positive, then where do we even end? It's not puzzle-centric. True, instead it's pretty bare-bones go. I would like to. Please, like, by all means, like, if you have something to add to the list, something that you see that you liked, please add it. I don't want this to be like everything is shit about it, because, like, not everything is like there's basically no game where everything's bad, right? There's no game where every single thing is bad. It's just sometimes hard to see the good things. But I do want to be fair. It's just I'm really fucking struggling with it. Like, you see this model of the unit down there? Old guy with beaten up helm and everything looks sick as fuck, right? Why is his unit sprite then like a generic, like, guy with an axe? I like the character models. The character models that exist are nice. Fatal error. Hold up. Do I have screen capture set up for this? Hold up, I want you to know this. I hate screen capture. Screen capture is so disgusting. But I'm making one exception. I'm gonna screen capture this for you all real quick. There you go. I just want you to know that I didn't make this up. I just want you to know that this I couldn't make up this timing. I could not make up this timing. Cool. Oh, and then I didn't even get to click the OK button. It closed itself when I tried to go there. Okay. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Before we looked at the game, before we tried to look at the game yesterday, I was already told by like 3 different fans of the series that this one looked disappointing, but because I don't have the background with Brigandine as a series, I didn't know how to judge that, right? So this is my first contact with the series, outside of having seen some of the first one. Brigandine is an old series too, right? Like, this one goes back a long time. What I played today, and I cannot vouch for anything past that, but what I played today is an awful showing for a new player. An absolutely awful showing. And I kind of want to elaborate on as to why, because I dislike when people just go, this game sucks! And then, like, they leave it there, right? I dislike that. I want to, like, go through what we just did and kind of give my reasoning as to why I don't like certain things, because you might enjoy those things, right? And like, me hating the game doesn't mean that you necessarily have to. So let's go through it. Let's begin with the tutorialization. The tutorials are awful. You get big screen pop-ups that dump information at you. That information is neither accurate nor exhaustive nor detailed. It is generic hints at things, and then it dumps the next window at you. And then the next one, and the next one. We've had multiple spurts of like 10 of these windows after one another, and that doesn't help you learn anything. In addition to that, we then, while going through all of this, had different menus that didn't pop up a tutorial, even though they were desperately needed. So, cool. Very cool. That is the worst tutorialization you can do outside of not having one, as far as I'm concerned. Actually, the worst one is to open a to open a website that then has those windows in it. We've got games that do that too. That's the worst. This is the second worst. If the game was easy to pick up, and the tutorialization was just, hey, here's some general gamer skills that you would have picked up in other games, I could excuse that, but it's not. This game is menuing nightmares, right? This is absolutely a menuing nightmare, because the game not only wants you to handle dozens of units at a time, it actively gives you dozens of units to start the game out with. We very recently, and I forgot the name of it, did a sponsored stream on a tactics game. I really forgot the name, unfortunately, where the game started you off with 25 plus units, and I instantly went, I'm not doing that shit, and left within the first hour. Brigandine does that, but it clusters the units together. You control a leader that has some sub-units with it. That gives it a bit of structure, which is cool. However, the game then immediately wants you to equip all of those units with items that you have to buy individually, items that aren't grouped, that are all just like put into a list. That list you then have to scroll through. How this looks later into the game, when you have potentially hundreds of units that all have a weapon, an armor slot, and 2 accessories, is beyond me. I do not want to find out how that looks, because, and this leads me to the next point, this game isn't made for PC. Nothing about this game is made for PC. You don't have rebindable controls, so congratulations to all of you that aren't on a QWERTY keyboard. For example, I am on a German keyboard, I'm on a Quartz keyboard, which means my Z and Y key are inversed. The game has 2 buttons that make you go next or previous unit, and that is Z and C. You might recognize these from any other game ever. For me, that Z is next to my T button, so it's a completely nonsensical way to control the game. You do have mouse control, which is fantastic, but that's it. It has mouse control, and that mouse control works, that's it. This shit does not have rebinds. It does not have accurate PC controls. It does not have a UI that favors PC or even works with it. It is from the ground up developed for consoles and for controllers. That must not be a bad thing if that is the platform that you prefer to play games on. If you prefer to play games on consoles, if you're used to that, if you are used to dealing with it, if you're even adept at dealing with these things, that might be perfectly fine for you. For me, that's abysmal. I will make that joke at the end, don't worry about it. So, hostile PC environment with really shoddy tutorials, that's the first impression that I got. Then we get into combat. Combat itself seems fine. We're on relatively large maps that are pretty featureless, not gonna lie. Terrain is different, and different terrain gives different bonuses. That's all cool. Stats are a bit arbitrary, so the terrain bonus may or may not matter. Who fucking knows? Couldn't tell you whether 4 defense matters on 80 defense. It doesn't, by the way. Damage is taken in the large double digits or triple digits, and defense is a direct damage reduction, so 4 defense means you take 4 less damage. If you're taking 200, who cares? We've gotten a glimpse of other interactable objects, or rather other objects on the field that do something. The enemy had 2 towers that shot at us in one of those maps. When we got sieged, we weren't afforded that. We just had to deal with walls and shit. So that's fantastic. Love that. Not great. Not great at all. But by far and large, the maps are large, and that's it. I don't know how interesting that is, considering map traversal doesn't have, or didn't have any knacks to them that we could see. It is just pick up a unit, move 4 to 5 tiles, and that was it. Unit animations are pretty shoddy. Not only do unique units, outside of very, very few unique units, Type F, for example, that we were playing with, had a unique model. Unique named units from other factions did not have unique models. They had generic, like, unit models, which is, like, a cardinal fucking sin. Why would you do that? Why would you? I know budget titles that have unique sprites for their unique units. Why the fuck would you do that? Don't know why. And on top of that, the unit fighting animations were pretty bare bones. It is a zoom in on the, like, combat overmap sprites or models or whatever you want to call it, and then like an attack animation with another box standard attack animation. Sometimes overlaid with like a crit symbol when your unit crits, like they have like a little like pop in or whatever, but that's it. There are no interesting animations to be had that we saw in the combats that we did. Nothing that would make that seem interesting. Even a Fire Emblem style left army versus right army clashing kind of thing, an Advance War style left versus right side would have been better than that. Instead, you're getting nothing. There is no such care taken towards making your units look interesting in combat whatsoever. Speaking of combat, the skill variety that we got to experience was pretty interesting. We had debuffs, we had buffs, we had dots we could put on enemies at range, we had magic skills, we had melee skills. That seems to be really interesting, and I'm pretty sure as the game goes on that develops more and more. Even if it doesn't, that's already a pretty good variety. Cool. I like that quite a lot. There's heals as well, and it seems like the game really incentivizes you to go for like the turtle play. Defensive strategies seem to be pretty powerful, mostly because spellcasters cannot cast spells in turns that they've moved, or most skills cannot be used in a turn in which you've moved that unit. So letting enemies come to you seems to be the favorable strategy, and that's all fine and dandy. I like turtle. I play heavy turtle playstyles in almost every tactics game we play, much to my dismay sometimes, and much to my audience chagrin. I know it's not always what you want to see, but damn do I like a good tank unit. The game seems to heavily incentivize that play. It's a shame then that what the game also wants you to do is to go out and siege enemy units, which are obviously not coming out to meet you in the field. They're obviously sitting behind their fucking walls. As they should, by the way, as they should. So a game that heavily incentivizes defensive play, then putting you in the shoes of needing to be the attacker in order to do anything, is a bit schizo, if you ask me. Not the biggest fan of that whatsoever. But I guess if you want a heavy defender's advantage, and that's the way that you make the AI scary, then so be it. So be it. What else? I think that's everything for combat. I think that's everything for combat. We can move to like the overworld and everything. The overworld is menuing galore. If you favor grand strategy type gameplay, then you will probably like the overworld. You have your different cities. All of the cities need to be defended. Every city can hold God knows how many units. Every fight can involve 3 leaders with up to 5 units each. So have fun. That's what you're doing. That's 18 units per combat that you're going to be managing with equipment and everything. Units that attack can't defend. Units that go on quests can't defend either. Units that train, which is a type of quest, cannot defend, which means you are incentivized, highly incentivized, to keep up to 3 units in every base that are there for defense, and then everyone else for resource gathering and questing and training and yada yada yada. That's the overworld. It's menus. It's really just menus. It's not even particularly pretty menus, but it's not particularly ugly menus either. It's menus. That's the most neutral I can be about it. Which leaves us with... what, the story? That leaves us with the story? I want to check something. I want to check something because I don't want to just make this up. I never checked this and I want to see this now. Hold up, let me launch the game real quick. But what I can tell you about the story is thus so far. We were trying to play Pandemion. It's Pandemic or Pandora, but written weird, who knows. Which are like a science, like a mad science faction led by an evil doctor that, now that the Abyss Lower Empire is coming back, is breaking out alongside them. Right, like very much the evil. Very much the evil. There is no English voice setting. There is no voice setting at all. Okay. We can leave this on in the background. There is no voice setting whatsoever. Cool. I was checking whether we had English VOs. No, it's Japanese VOs only. Whatever. So we were trying to play Pandemion. The second we load into the faction, the main character gets stabbed and expunged, gets thrown out of the faction, and then you're not playing the evil science faction that is making chimeras, you're playing lonely chimera boy that is instantly allying with, like, a priestess and becoming a good guy. Personally, I felt betrayed. That's not what I signed up for, that is not what I picked, that is not the story that I wanted to play. There are 5 other factions you can play that all seem more good guy-y. I was hoping for some counterbalance there, and quite frankly, the game doesn't advertise that. If the description from Pandemian had been, oh, you're this Chimera guy that gets kicked out of, like, the evil laboratory, and now you're plotting revenge, trying to bring down the Abyss Lower Empire, I'd understood, but that's not what the game tells you. So, whatever. The game throws a lot of proper nouns at you immediately, and more importantly, a lot of fucking stupid names that even the voice actors cannot pronounce correctly. Great. Fantastic. Love that shit, dude. Some of the most ungeneric fantasy names I've ever seen, which isn't a good thing, considering the game itself can't pronounce them correctly. Very nice. So I didn't care. I don't care. The story didn't really grab me from the little that we saw of it. We didn't get very far into it. Didn't grab me whatsoever. I'm not very interested. And I feel betrayed by it to begin with. And that's it, right? Like, there is very little I've liked about this. I've tried not being too negative, he says, after just being negative and nothing else. Oh, the game also mutes on tabbing out, by the way. There's no option to change this. As always, that's one of my big gripes of video games. I fucking hate this shit. I know that there are people that like tabbing out and not having sound a lot. There should be an option for this. There is not an option for this. So, with everything said and done, Brigandine Abyss would be a halfway acceptable game at a certain price point, right? There's a price point that I accept this at. It will surprise you, it will not surprise you to know that Brigandine is $49.99 euros or a regional equivalent, which means this game is not fully full price, but damn, it's $50 fucking dollars. This is not the quality I expect of a $50 game. This isn't close. This isn't close to anything I would expect. Had you sold this at 20, we'd be talking differently. Even then, I don't think the lack of unique sprites is acceptable whatsoever. Even then, I don't think that the lack of interesting combat animations is acceptable whatsoever in a game where that's all you're doing. But at that price point, I'd say, okay, yeah, fine. I'd probably even load it back up. Oh yeah, I should say, the game crashed on us at the end. For those of you that didn't see that. The way that we ended the game today is by it crashing on us. I wasn't even doing anything, I was setting up a battle. I say setting up a battle, the game sets the battles up for you. You don't get to position your units, they just get dropped in. I want to take this price point of $50 and I want to bring up another game that came up in conversation earlier. Because if you're looking for a tactics game, right? Play a different one. Flat out. Play a different one. One tactics game we've played relatively recently, and by relatively recently I mean last year, that has all of these things I just said. That has unique sprites for everything, really cool animations, an interesting story, all of these things, is Dark Deity 2. Fucking play Dark Deity 2. Play that one. It's much more Fire Emblem-like, much less grand strategy than this one is, than Brigandine Abyss is. But damn, that's a fucking good game. And on top of that, Dark Deity 2 is $22. Well, 22 euros. It's currently also 35% off. Oh, it's currently 35% off. Play Dark Deity. It's fucking $15. For a game that we put, hold up, 40 hours in. 40. And I didn't 100% it. At one point, I should. That game was sick. Disclaimer, we didn't complete Dark Deity 2 because the final boss fight had a critical bug in it that prevented us from fighting the boss. We had the developer here on those streams where we tried to beat the final boss, and they were live hotfixing the fucking thing. I then unfortunately didn't have time to go back to it to do that boss later. We were playing on launch. It's fixed. Game works perfectly fine. Wonderful developer too. Slightly biased because of that. Just play that. Play Troubleshooter. So I haven't mentioned Troubleshooter yet. I know chat is waiting for me to say Troubleshooter. Play Troubleshooter if you're looking for something that's more XCOM rather than Flemblem. You should just play that. It was only Nintendo, but a tactics game that I loved was Unicorn Overlord. Unicorn Overlord is a fantastic game. I struggle to call it a tactics game because it really isn't. Unicorn Overlord is an auto battle. Don't worry about it. Unicorn Overlord is a great game, but I don't know whether I'd call it a fucking tactics game. There's very little tactics in Unicorn Overlord and a lot of team building instead. And it's a great game. However, if you're looking for something like towards consoles, triangle strategy, triangle tactics, tri-strat, triangles. Play triangles. Fantastic game. But also Unicorn Overlord is great. Troubleshooter may be a bit of a meme around here, but as someone who actually played it, it's earned that status. Yeah, it definitely has. I do need to brag slightly. Here is tiny, unimportant streamer getting too big for his boots, right? A while ago, I messaged the Troubleshooter developers, Brave Dandelion, and I was like, hey, are you all still okay? We haven't heard anything from them since December, right? Like, December was the last update we got, and I was like, hey, are you all still okay? Didn't get an answer for like 1 or 2 days. Didn't expect to get an answer. Obviously, why would they answer me? They've talked to me in the past. And then they make this gigantic Steam post with like all of the update notices. Obviously not in response to me asking. Like, I'm not that delusional, right? But I am going to be delusional about the fact that they replied to me with that update post 2 minutes before they posted the update post. That is my point of pride. They responded to me first. Brave Dandelion, by the way, a small Korean indie team. Love them. Absolutely adorable. A really, really cool dev team. I trust them a lot. And I'm looking forward to Troubleshooter 2. They're still working hard at work, and I'm very much looking forward to them coming out with Troubleshooter 2. But yeah, so much. So, that's it. That's all I've got on Brigandine Abyss for you today. The last thing that I want to mention once again is the obvious disclaimer. They gave me a key for this, so it's always difficult to like tell you, hey, I got a key for this, so like keep all of my biases in mind when all I've done just now is like tell you that the game isn't worth it and you shouldn't fucking bother. Usually you'd expect someone to have like a positive bias. I don't know. Have the disclaimer anyway. You should know these things about streamers. Getting any form of compensation, be that material or monetary. You shouldn't just know that because it's like the law. You also should know that because it's ethically correct, obviously. All in all, I don't think I can recommend this. I don't think I can recommend this to people that like Brigandine, and I don't think I can recommend this to people that are new to the franchise. Because as a new player, I really hated that experience. I found very little to latch onto. Fishy brought it up earlier. If you're looking for like the mixture of like tactics and like grand strategy, the previous Brigandine apparently was a lot better received. Runergia, Brigandine Rune Factory, I don't know, that one, was apparently much better received. I did not play it, so I don't know, but I trust Fishy on his opinion there. I don't know. I'm glad we looked at it fully today, instead of, like, the scuff that we had yesterday. But overall, I'm not going to be returning to it. With that being said, everybody, that is going to be the end for today. That's going to be the end for today. Thank you all for being here. I'm always a bit remorseful when what we play is just kind of bad. Because I know it's easy to rage at games, and I know it's easy to like just point at a game and go like, oh, that's bad, I hate. But the streams that I enjoy the most are the ones where we find something that's fucking sick, right? Something that's cool, something that's interesting to play, something that you all will like, or maybe don't. Something that I like. I like playing games that I like. Who knows? Like, who knew that, right? And the ones where we just kind of harp on a thing on my favorite. So thank you for bearing with me on that part. I tried. Is Wheeze a new duck? No, Wheeze duck has existed for a while. Nana is new duck, though. Can we return to the naughty paragraph game then? Yes! Tomorrow we're going back to Ledgerbound. Speaking of games I like, tomorrow we're playing more Ledgerbound. Friday we're probably also playing more Ledgerbound, because Ledgerbound is fucking fun. And also, the horniest game I've ever played on stream. Holy shit. So tomorrow, more tactics games in Ledgerbound, a game that is doing really well tactics-wise, actually. And I'm looking forward to playing more. With that being said, everybody, have a great rest of your day, or night, or evening, whatever it currently is, wherever you are. If you are playing Brigandine, then have fun with it. Like, enjoy it. Don't let, like, some random stupid asshole on the internet's opinion ruin yours. Enjoy what you enjoy, like what you like. And that's it. Raid? Raid message? Does anyone have a raid message? Hold up. This is how we're determining whether we're raiding anyone. Anyone have a raid message? Oh! Ooh, I know where we're going. Going... Fatal error? You know what, F it? Yes! You know what, F it? Abso-fucking-lutely. I'll take it. Hold up. There. Have it. Have it. Alright, everybody. One last time. Stay safe out there. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night or evening, whatever it is, wherever you currently are. If we don't see each other again tomorrow, do me one big favor, please, and just have a good time. It would mean the world to me. Until then,